Welcome to another 33 burning questions. This week, we're doing Star Wars. We're going to go and visit the galaxy far, far away. Joining me this week are a whole bunch of guests because I've been sending out that link, that invitation link, damn near everywhere. So, as the minutes progress, more people will join. Let's say hello to everyone who is here. Derek Masters, how's everyone doing? We're doing pretty cool. How was Neighbor to the North? Last time I had you on, it was a Star Wars stream then too, right? Jamie says to send the link, and I told him no. I'm so many people, but you know what, Jamie? Here's the link. Okay, first few questions. Join. Just don't. When it gets crowded, you can go, or not. You can go. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate you. Can't wait to see Jasmine. Jasmine's gonna be here. Yeah, I asked her what I asked her from some time ago, and she finally can make it. Philosophical Pickle is in the building. What's going on? My friend from the land of Sandy the Squirrel and SpongeBob. We've got Tony who's in the building. Chill, what's up? Nothing but some questions. I think I'll start now. I don't want to. You guys are here, right? Question number one. Why do those dogs obey sand people? Talking about the Tatooine little puppy things. It's very weird how they could be told they could go watch these two humans. Well, one was a human, one was another species, and they just obey them. They're supposed to be reckless. In Mandalorian, I believe in that first episode or second episode where he had the baby with him, he walked down this valley and there were those dogs and they wanted to attack him. They are wild. How the hell do the sand people command these puppies, these dogs? That's the thing. I'm saying that they are puppies. Morning to LB from the Lonely Banter YouTube channel. I'm saying that these dogs have to be young. You have to get them young, rob them from their mother, because they're always alone. They're not in these wild packs when we see them in the wild. So that's the only way I can ration. That's the only way I can explain it. LB, I want to ask you this question: why do the dogs obey sand people?
Man, why do dogs obey sand people? That's never crossed my mind.
What's up?
What's up, K Dot?
K Dot, what's up? You got to answer the question first. I need to think of an answer here.
Oh, why did those dogs obey the evil and vile Tusken Raiders?
You were right, by the way. Before you answer this question, I remember 3 months ago. Go back on my channel because I isolated this question. I was asking, "Hey, are the Sand people? Are they just misunderstood?" And Kana defended them, and he brought it back to the freaking history of don't you forget what Anakin did to them and everything. Like, I'll plug that probably at the end of this video in 2 hours when we're done streaming. I'll plug that again. But you were right. Sorry. So why do the dogs obey Sand people, K Dot?
Well, I can understand how they would obey them. I mean, they act like dogs. They don't look like our typical dogs, but they act like dogs. Like when the dog was chilling with the kid, he was sleeping. He was watching the area as he should. He was playing and stuff, acting like a freaking dog. I just think those type of animals we saw were the easier ones to domesticate, just like dogs. And like that's I don't know why they obey the sand people, but obviously they know how to speak their language and stuff and get them to do what they need to do. Because if you remember the book in Mandalorian, Mando had to use a certain language to communicate with the dogs. So I think the dogs can only communicate with possibly Tusken Raiders or people who know how to speak whatever language those dogs speak.
All right, I thought of something. I'm just going to go ahead and say that the Tusken Raiders treat the dogs very well because in real life, people treat dogs better than they treat humans. That's my answer.
It's because they deserve it. That's why. Because dogs are awesome and people suck.
I don't disagree with that.
And also, I think it's because the sand people, the way they speak, I think, like when you blow a high pitched whistle or whatever, the dogs can hear that. I think when the sand people speak, they also have those high pitched tones that dogs hear, and they react to them.
That's very scientific. Pickle says they probably save the dogs in some way and they feel like they are their master now. Just like some people have lions as pets. It happens. That's a good answer, except for the fact that I look back at episode 2, Attack of the Clones, where they were those dog people there too. I'm not people, but there was those crocodile jawed dogs there. I mean, how often can you just save You know what has to happen for that to be true, Pickle? They have the Sand People create the scenario where one of the Sand People come and swoop in and save them. They be like, "Oh, look, we saved you. We did you good, and now you're gonna be one of us." That's how dark these people are. They're not misunderstood because they're written that way. What a cop out answer.
Well, I mean, Mandalorian did lay the groundwork with them because only Mando could communicate with them in like that Tusken Raider speech or whatever. Or I think he whistled or something. He did something, but he talked to the dogs the same way he would talk to the Raiders.
Hey, side note, you know what I like about this burning questions, because whoever just said that because it was written that way. What I like about these questions is that it makes you think outside the box and have fun with answering the questions versus when you're talking about having a movie discussion and you ask people why and their basic answer is because like they can't answer it. This makes you think wild and use your imagination. That's why I like this.
Yeah. The next
I
question
agree.
33 burning questions is 2. Have any of the Tuskens, so the native people of this planet, have they ever emigrated? Because we never seen them anywhere else. We've seen a couple of Jawas on another planet, except the color of their eyes were not red, they were yellow. Other than that, I don't think we've seen Jawas anywhere. I don't think we're ever going to see Tuskens anywhere. They have no interest in these machines. They see them and they're, what? I'm going to break it. That's the way that they treated the bikes, right? And then Mando had to remind them, it's like a bantha. Kata,
Yeah.
did you make a TikTok with a ride it underneath the bantha?
Don't encourage him, Joe. Come on.
You know what? I will. You gave me an idea. I will.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'll make that one today. But no, because
So uncivilized.
they didn't even know how to ride a freaking speeder bike, and they also said they don't really mess with technology, even though they're using freaking firearms, which is technology. Contradictory. But if they don't even get those basic things, they can't even ride a speeder. I doubt they would know the process of how to go into Tatooine to ask for like, hey, could you take me off planet?
Mike,
Yes.
the question is, have any of the Tuskens left Tatooine?
I don't believe so, no. They're lifers.
They're
On the
lifers.
planet.
And if they have ever left, they probably left as like maybe a prisoner or a slave.
Yeah, the Empire or something.
LB, have any of the
Nah.
Tuskens left Tatooine?
Nah, they've never left. They're like the people I know in the hood, right? That's never left their zip code. But they stick to where they're at. Never left the city, never left the state, never left the country. They know what they know and they're sticking to it. That's what they are. Never left.
Question number 3. Would Han and Chewie abandon the Millennium Falcon, fan favorite ship, toys and everything, for a faster ship? And it is sort of like Mike was saying, it's because the script would want it to. You want to sell a new ship. There's a reason why R2-D2 wasn't featured as heavily as BB-8 was featured in the new trilogy. Somewhere, somehow, if someone wants to, they could make them leave the ship. So yes, it's not outside the realm of possibility for
Absolutely
it to happen.
not.
From a marketing standpoint, from a character standpoint, it seems like they wouldn't ever do it, but they had to. Hey, they were not in the Millennium Falcon since before the Force Awakens started, right? It was missing. They have affinity to a ship that is not the Millennium Falcon. We don't know what it is. We haven't seen it. Would they abandon it for the Millennium Falcon? I'm gonna go ahead. Maybe it's sacrilegious, but I'm gonna say yes, they would.
That would be as unlikely as Han Solo leaving Leia and their son and just going off and doing something with Chewbacca in the Millennium Falcon. I mean, that would never happen ever. So no, I don't think they would.
Hey, one guy gets the ship, one guy gets the new ship. You don't see them splitting the ships?
No, not at all.
Well, and I do agree with Mike because I'm like, okay, you got a family, you're settling down, it's time to be a father. I don't even think they would. Only in a situation like this, if they get stuck somewhere and they're out of fuel. Let's say the Millennium Falcon is heavily damaged. There's another ship ready to go, and they say, "Hey, we're gonna go off world and we'll come back later and fix this ship and pick it up." then they would do something like that. They would never get rid of the Millennium Falcon. That's like Han's. That's his home. That's the place he stays at. That's where they do all their smuggling at. That's their base of operation, and they would never leave that behind. But as Episode 7 shows, they have. But that stuff's not canon to me.
Yeah, they were they were forced to. The fourth question of 30. Did LB go? LB, did you answer this question?
My answer is
Speak up, LB, because you're a little bit lower. I can also manually lift your volume, whichever you want.
no. They wouldn't leave because dead people can't make decisions.
You know, there's no rules to how you want to interpret this question. That's absolutely correct. All right. Speaking of dead people, LB, did Holdo survive? LB?
Oh,
the Holdo maneuver?
No, I legit forgot that was the character's name. I was thinking about Game of Thrones.
Hodor.
Yeah, she survived, and we'll see it eventually again.
You know, she's probably where Ezra is with those flying space whales that went into light speed. Yeah. That's what happens when people are lost during light speed travel. You think what Han told you in New Hope was true about, we got to calculate this or else that'll end our trip real fast. Nah, he doesn't know what happens if you don't calculate because he's never done it without calculating. He thinks that they go away and they die. They don't. They survive. No, I don't believe that. Holdo did not survive, no.
Don't downplay the power of the women force.
Oh God, you went there.
No, she ain't survived. No way.
Michael?
Yeah, I agree. That was a suicide maneuver right there.
K-Dot, did she survive this move?
No, that idiot. She dead. She's dead. That dumb.
Then you will die.
She said, "Hey, all right, this is the big plan, guys. We're gonna crash ship into another ship. That's totally smart."
It worked for what's her name did it? Rose Tico's character? Rose Tico?
But no, but like seriously, like from a storyline standpoint, and like if she survived, it kind of would like, wipe the whole purpose of her making that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Although the Last Jedi doesn't make any sense, but like they could make more no sense of this thing. But I'm just saying, trying to think a little logical here.
We try. No, we took way too long on that question, honestly. Question number 5 of 33 burning MCU questions. I tried to rapidly get through it because we went over 2 hours like the last 4 times we did this. So I'm like, let me try to squeeze it in. Are the Jedi guardians of the galaxy? What a cool question. What a smart, witty question because they're Jedis and I usually do Marvel. I just have to pat myself on the head for that one. Are the Jedi guardians of the galaxy, LB?
No.
They are definitely guardians of the galaxy.
Well,
Tiebreaker.
The Guardians of the Galaxy are stupid.
It doesn't say the guardians of. I did not capitalize the G in guardians. Just so you know, I'm talking about the freaking noun, not the pronoun or the subnoun or whatever noun. It's are they guardians of the galaxy? And they definitely are. Star Wars happens in one galaxy only. One galaxy. We don't even know the name of this galaxy, do we? That sounds like a burning question I'll save for next week.
They're more so the Space Avengers to me.
They're the Avengers. Get out of here. They're totally guardians. That's the role. Did you not watch Clone Wars? What they were doing this whole time? They were the guardians of the galaxy. And don't try to hit me with they were the bad guys, a certain point of view, this and that. This is not film theory. They are definitely good guys. They are guardians of the galaxy. K-Dot, you get to break this tiebreaker.
Man, I'm about to bring balance to the force. They are. This is the thing I'll say this. They are guardians to some. Some people like Tusken Raiders or Jawas may not respect them, but some people on Coruscant and all that other stuff before the Sith took over, it was like, yeah, we're cool. The Jedi, they're our heroes. They're like the Green Lantern. They're space police. They're special space police, but they're space police. Yeah, they're guardians to some. Well, to many, but there's some who obviously don't think they're guardians. But yes, from a certain perspective, you can think, oh, they're not all perfect, but they was never evil. You know, the Jedi were not perfect. They didn't have the best rules. You know, they had a lot of restrictions to be a Jedi, but they was never evil. You know, just like Anakin said, from my point of view, you are evil. Shut up, Anakin. That's why you lost your legs.
Question number 6 of 33 burning MCU question. Whoa, slip of the tongue. Star Wars questions. Was Din nicer with the Beskar spear than Morgan Elsbeth? If you don't remember the name of that woman in the Ahsoka Tana episode, her name was Morgan Elsbeth, and she was fighting Ahsoka using a spear. If I could just comment on that for a second, I said this during the review of that episode.
I was a huge fan of that fight.
Yeah, it was. Listen, to me, the lightsabers are these epic weapons. So to see that a metal was fighting with it, I go, ugh. Then I do remember how like there was a couple of times where they had a hard time carving into metal. Some of the Jedi were doing it. I'm like, okay, so maybe this Beskar is just really, really, really dense. Or all right, fine. I guess I have to. Plus, because there are Mandalorians and they are supposed to be the rivals of the Jedi, they do have to have a weapon that can go toes with the lightsaber. So I slowly accepted it. Plus, maybe because I wanted to like the Ahsoka episode, because Ahsoka is a phenomenal character. I think I have to accept it.
Chill, for me, my only problem with I'm okay with the Beskar spears existing. I'm fine with that. The Beskar. My only issue with the fight was like we know how powerful Ahsoka is and what she can do. We know she's really fast. Like we know her skills. I mean, she fought Anakin as Vader in Rebels. Like this chick literally knocked a lightsaber out of her hand, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing, Ahsoka? Like this lady's not even on your level. Why are you letting this person just one up you like this? From what it looked like, she's just a regular admiral. I just didn't like that. I felt like they really downplayed Ahsoka in that fight. Even though, yes, in animation she's a lot faster and stuff, but like they should kind of keep that consistency, because in episode 3 we saw Anakin and Obi-Wan go really fast in the fight, and they was, even though they sped up that footage, we know how fast they should be going in combat. I just felt like they downplayed her skills in that fight just to try to create some tension that didn't need to be there. But no, Din was nicer. He was fighting way better. When he fought Moff Gideon, that was tight. When he fought Moff Gideon and stuff. I recently went to go back and rewatch that fight because, you know, that's one of the best scenes of season 2, you know, Din going to go save his son, and then freaking Moff Gideon, this old man with this dark saber and stuff, and Din's fighting with the spear. I thought it was a tight fight.
They hired a very good stunt double because it did not look like it was a.
Yeah, it looked like it was an old man fighting. They obviously got him a stunt double.
Senor Bantor. LB.
We lost him. We lost him, Anakin.
Lonely Banter going once.
You would have chosen
going
one,
twice.
LB.
And gone.
I have spoken.
Just mention it in the private chat if you are back, LB. But so far it is I, and it is K Dot from the YouTube channel SSJK Sanctum. How come your name didn't pop up when I asked for it to pop up? Show display names. There we go. Hey, talk again?
That's weird, isn't it supposed to just display names automatically once the comment? Well, once you take down the comment, that's weird.
I don't get it. But is he back? Oh, that's somebody else. Look, I'm in the middle of this. I'm talking to so many people because I invited like Scott from Hawks Holocron. I got Jasmine from Ahsoka Tano fan. I got, well, not Ashley anymore, but Ashley was invited. I got damn near everyone in my DMs trying to get in on this. And the guy who showed up was the guy who always shows up, K-Dot. Ahsoka's coming at 1:30 roughly. Ahsoka Tano fan, I should say. Question number 7 of 33 burning Star Wars questions. Was R2 happier, with Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker? He had a decent amount of time with Anakin because as a boy into Attack of the Clones, it's to me, I believe that he was chilling with him, wasn't he?
Oh, he had a lot. He had a better time with Anakin because even though R2 is a droid with more personality than most droids, like most droids are like programmed to not really like C-3PO and R2. They droids with, I guess, emotions in a sense, a lot more emotion. So Anakin, because him and R2 had went on a lot more adventures and stuff. He was been with him since he was a kid. So I imagine he would have a deeper attachment to Anakin. Luke, he been with Luke since like Luke was what? In A New Hope, what was he, 18 or something? Yeah, so you know, he's I'd say Anakin. And Anakin and him had a better relationship.
Anakin because R2 is an asshole. Damn, all you got was K-Dot. He's a leftover. He's never even watched Star Wars. Pickle, you're invited too. You're always invited. I tell you this all the time. I would not say that K-Dot never watched Star Wars.
Dude, Pickle thinks The New Hope is overrated. You can't trust him. Even though it's not my favorite, but he thinks The New Hope is overrated. You can't trust him.
That's a preposterous. What? No. What? New Hope is overrated. That doesn't even compute. How do you formulate a sentence that way? New Hope? Changing sentence. Didn't they win like an Oscar? They don't give Oscars to these action films. These what? Bullshit. Sorry, Pickle. You just have to have the wrong opinion on this. Chillmonger booted me. You're not booted. You're back. Like you're right here. Are you present?
I've been present the whole time.
Oh no, we had a technical difficulty.
I was hear you.
My bad. So did you answer question number 6 about this? Was Din nicer with the Beskar spear than Morgan was?
Man, I don't even remember who those people are, man. Let's just go to 7.
Question 7, was R2 happier with Luke or with Anakin?
I would say Anakin because like Luke just, I mean, he's pretty boring. Like he doesn't like to have fun.
But Dad, I want to go. I want to go get some sticks from Tashi. What did it say? What was the things you want to get from Tashi Station?
Power converters.
Right.
But Dad, I want to get the power converters from Tashi Station.
Right.
Yeah, they visited Tashi Station in the Book of Boba Fett episode. That was that station where those kind of biker dudes were. The Tashi Station.
Oh man, if Luke, it was a good thing Luke didn't go that day. He would have got roughed up. Well, that's if that gang was present at the time. I doubt they was, but
like R2 want to go do some action. Like Luke want to go get sticks to start a fire at the home or something. That's what he want to do. R2 ain't like that.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna go ahead and say Anakin.
And that is true. Anakin was a lot more fun. Not saying Luke wasn't fun, but like Anakin had Clone Wars. You go off Clone Wars Anakin because Clone Wars Anakin and movie Anakin is very different personality. Clone Wars Anakin's a real cool dude to hang out with. Like, you know, he's the type of guy that's like, hey, let's go and, you know, let's go hijack a ship real quick and just go fly some places. I imagine R2 and Anakin was doing that stuff, just doing stuff that they wasn't supposed to be doing in secret.
Unless R2 wanted to go to the beach, then, you know, Anakin would change his mind about him.
Oh, you know why? Because question number 8 is none other than who hates sand more, Boba or Anakin?
Definitely Anakin.
I hate sand. It gets in my boots.
Anakin almost gave up a woman over sand. Well, he did end up killing her, so yeah.
Anakin was about to assassinate a whole clan of raiders just because of sand. Anakin. Boba Fett's chilling, bro. Boba Fett's chilling in sand. Like he literally is friends with the sand people now.
No, he was stuck in sand, almost died because of sand. His worst experience of his life is related to sand. Anakin, you know, he's seen sandy days. He's seen good sandy days. He's seen the way that the sun can reflect off of it. Boba Fett had to crawl out of that to make it out alive. And Anakin has like sand experiences where he just kind of keeps it in sand. I think like it's much more traumatizing for Boba. The most traumatizing thing about Anakin's life was probably his mom dying, but prior to that, probably him being a slave. And none of that is sand related. Maybe he doesn't like his slave master. What was his name? Tardoshan? No. Someone knows his name. Someone will say in the comment section. But I feel like Anakin's sand experiences do not compare to Boba's life-altering experience. R2 versus BB-8 in a fight to the death. Let's see.
R2 wins.
R2
that.
has jetpacks, right?
Well, he can fly. He has that. He can shock you. BB-8. He just he's more mobile. I guess he can do. He can turn better. But R2 is a lot more dangerous. R2 literally has a I think he has a lightsaber on standby in his pouch. He can just pull it out and cut BB-8.
Don't you need the Force to light? No, you don't. Wait, I was gonna say you don't, but because Finn does have the Force. No, Han Solo and Hoth. Remember, he got the ice monster, the wombat, the wampa.
I mean, all you gotta do is just press the button. I mean, it doesn't seem like.
I feel like you gotta have some sort of like mystical energy to press that button, but maybe not.
I mean, I feel that too, but like from the way Star Wars made it, they made it seem like that. I know what you mean. They did make it seem like that, especially like if you look at the books and stuff and all the extra lore. But like, all you gotta do is just press the button. Like they never really made it seem like you have to use the Force. Like when I played the games like Force Unleashed, you use the Force to make your lightsaber. Like they use the Force, literally constructed it and do it by hand. They use the Force to make it.
Can't just be available for everyone. And Pickle over here, listen, buddy, listen. Anakin hates it more. He's the only one who said it out loud. Who's Boba supposed to be talking to be expressing himself? Okay, so that knocks down that point. And then you say that Boba doesn't mind sand. He chose to stay near sand. I don't think he has much of a choice. Where's Slave One? Where is? We don't know yet that he's choosing to be there. Just saying. I wouldn't say.
Oh shoot, dude! I hate that you mentioned that. They're gonna show us a flashback scene of how he got his shit back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got more flashbacks coming. 5 more episodes.
Oh man.
I'm digging the flashbacks.
I haven't watched episode 2 yet, but I feel like this series is going to be kind of lazy as far as content, and it's going to do like a bunch of flashback scenes, which I don't mind the flashback scenes as long as if they do it like how they did it in episode 1.
What are your thoughts exactly on episode 1? Because if you haven't seen 2 yet, it must mean 1 was lacking. You're the guy who used to do freaking watch parties at 3 a.m. too.
No, I thought it was okay, but like I'm watching it and I'm just like, what's the point of this show? No, I didn't think it was bad. It was just okay. I mean, I'm not even a Boba Fett fan really, so I just thought it was kind of pointless.
No one's a Boba Fett fan, but he's a cool character. And in Star Wars, after years, literally 40 years of hyping this character and fans knowing who he is, he has earned the show. He's that big of a name. As far as name power, yeah, he is. The actor is still able to do it. You do a show with him. Same with Mace Windu. Maybe this is leading to some sort of actually Mace Windu thing. Because Sam Jackson is at the age where you got to use him or lose him, bro. And he's willing to do the role. Let's bring him in. Maybe this show will conclude with a Mace Windu appearance. Flashbacks are dope. I agree, Derek.
I got no issue with them doing flashbacks. It's just that so far they gave us enough to where we don't need flashbacks anymore. Because for me, from what I got from the gist, his time with the Raiders is the reason why he wants to lead with respect. Because they kind of humble him in a sense. They give him this mentality to lead with respect and stuff, all these things. Like it's obvious. I don't think they need to dive into it deeper because episode 2, majority of it was the flashback. I want to see the present day stuff when he's being a gangster, being this crime lord.
Right. Like from a TV series perspective, like the flashbacks, it's just filler. Like if you watch TV seasons, most of the TV shows I've watched, they always have a flashback episode, and it's just like, stop it. Move the series along.
Mace Windu got effed up by Darth Sidious and Anakin. My guy hit his hand chopped off, electrocuted, and tossed out of a window. He still survived. I don't care. He has force, light side and dark side. He can survive a plane crash or why do I call it a plane crash? A fall. You know what I mean? Hello there.
Yes.
The question that we were just on was talking about who hates sand more, Boba Fett or Anakin Skywalker.
I would say Anakin. Boba, he didn't seem whereas Anakin's dislike for sand was a little more apparent. Boba wasn't really, he was just surviving there. He wasn't concerned about that. So yeah, I would say Anakin. Anakin, his soliloquy regarding sand was unique. So I haven't seen Boba react that way. So I'm going to have to go with Anakin.
Cad Bane over Boba Fett. That might just be true. That's the cowboy hat dude from Clone Wars, and he was in the Bad Batch for an episode.
Cad Bane was tight.
Yeah.
Cad Bane tight. Either go.
They're saying that now, but once they make a 6-episode miniseries about him or whatever, after having him in 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, then they're gonna say, "Oh, it's boring and drawn out, and it takes too long, and it's meandering."
Oh, see, they can't.
Well,
they wouldn't do that.
He doesn't need a series, in my opinion.
If he gets a series, let's not think he's a bounty hunter. Even Boba Fett's rejecting being called a bounty hunter. They'll show you Cad Bane, but doing something else. Din Djarin is a bounty hunter. We got 4 episodes of him being a bounty hunter before he just, kind of gives up that life, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we see him as like a parent. So yeah, Din did it. Boba did it. Cad could do it too. Just hire an actor, paint him blue.
What I say, if they do a Cad Bane show, the one thing I need them to do is get that voice correct. That's what I liked about Cad Bane, that voice. Remember that voice he had? It kind of I love that voice that the Cad Bane does. And he had that swagger, like he was a cowboy and stuff. I like that shit.
Yeah, and I'm with this. I really never cared for Boba Fett until he came into the Mandalorian show.
Same.
It's really not my thing. Question: who is Cad Bane? Oh my god, he's the blue guy. Question number 9.
Great description, the blue guy.
Could the dude that does his voice also play him, perhaps?
How old is he though? He has to be pretty old.
I don't know who does the voice.
The guy who does the voice, I don't know his name, but he's he's at least in his 60s. I know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, so is Boba.
Yeah, he could do it because Cad Bane in this show Clone Wars, what was it, like 30 maybe? And since this is maybe 30 years later or 20 years later or something, it's doable, I think. I wouldn't mind. Plus, he's painted blue. You can't see no wrinkles when you're painted blue. Yeah, that's who Cad Bane is. Question number 9 of 33 burning MCU. Yeah, it's from animation. Is LB? This is for you. Where is the Florida of the Star Wars universe?
Man.
I already got my answer.
Definitely Naboo.
Naboo, home of Jar Jar Binks, home of Padme, home of Sheev Palpatine. What makes Naboo the Florida of Star Wars?
I mean, Jar Jar Binks. Enough said.
Do you ascribe to Charlemagne? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida?
Nah, I wouldn't say that, because like most people from Florida, especially where the crazy stuff happens, ain't from Florida. Like they migrated there. So the craziest people are definitely from the South, but I wouldn't say they're all in Florida.
Takodana, or Naboo. Which one's that one? No one knows? I guess I'm Googling Takodana. But we got a second vote for Naboo. Interesting.
I got to be someplace in Clone Wars. Oh, Florida. It's a place from Clone Wars. Oh, that place where they introduced us to the mother. I mean the brother, the sister, and the father. The kind of the origin of the Force place and stuff. that place because that place was all drama. Brother and sister go. Oh, that place was drama. That's the Florida. Or if you want to go to a place that we have all seen in the live action, Dagobah.
Man, I forgot the name of that place, but I didn't really like those episodes, man. They felt like off.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to introduce because like the place they shows like the origin point of where the Force was, and like, wait a minute, Anakin and them are all here at the origin point of where the Force is, where they created. Well, what they did was they wrote it to where their minds got wiped, so they forget all that. So Anakin was at the origin place where like the Force was a thing, and they just forgot about it now. It's like you shouldn't even have done that type of episode.
Yeah, it was very weird to me when there was the Moirai, right? It was the episode where the dark side guy killed the sister.
Yeah.
And then the sister died, but she lived on through Ahsoka type thing.
Yeah, it was very weird.
It was so weird, and I kind of like skimmed through it and didn't really care for it. Then I come to find out that this episode has so many callbacks, and everyone who created Clone Wars talks about this as how important it was. I'm talking Lucas and Filoni, and everyone thinks that this is important to me, and I guess I'll visit it one day.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really that important because they made the characters Anakin and Obi-Wan forget it for a reason. They made them forget it for a reason.
I hate when the show does that to us.
Yeah,
when they made
because they knew if the characters knew something like that, that stuff would like contradict so much lore. Because like, why wouldn't Anakin tell Sidious about this?
Yeah, so why even do it at the first place? It made me think like, what? He's exposing that he's going to become Vader. We hearing the movie quotes and everything, and are going, what's going on here? Same thing with when they had to fake Kenobi's death, but they didn't tell Anakin because they had to make it look like it was real, which is pretty shady from you, Jedi. That's not the way a Guardian of the Galaxy would act. But when they did that move to him, I go, this is BS because Kenobi doesn't die. Why are they ruining their canon? I didn't watch that show as if, oh my God, we lost Kenobi. I'm going, what are these show writers doing? And then finally they show that, okay, he's just faking his death. And Kenobi became like bald-headed, and it was weird. I don't like when they do that shit. But like the Florida of Star Wars, Naboo, because it's warm. They've got the weirdo people. You know how you Floridians got your like dreads that stick? That's basically Jar Jar Binks' people, right?
What you mean, you Floridians?
The Floridians, those from Florida. You guys have you folks, your
Florida.
people. How do you pronounce it? Florida. 3 syllables. Florida.
There you go.
You know what other state could do that? Illinois. It would be Illinois. That would be a tough rapper name. I heard CM Punk say that. Chill. The place where Maz Kanata lives and has Anakin's lightsaber in a box. It's a swampy type place with a lot of different species of freaks.
That place.
Yeah, and you can see all your other planets kind of get exploded from the ground. Remember how he could see it? I think Finn was the one who looked up, what's happening? And the Star Destroyer shot it. Yeah, that's pretty Florida. It's the new sequel era. I would go ahead and join Pickle and say Maz Kanata's place. They got a little bootleg cantina also.
We'll see in the this will be a first. I agree with DC Dots, and the sequels are I don't recognize those as Star Wars films. So there is no whatever this orange Maz whatever person exists. I don't even know who that is. So for me, it would be Mos Eisley first, and Naboo would be a definite close second. They could almost be like Florida Part 1, Florida Part 2.
There's always a bigger fish.
That took place at Naboo, funny enough.
But yeah, definitely Mos Eisley for me.
Mos Eisley. Never before have we seen, what's it called? A wretched...
Of scum and villainy.
That's the one. Let me full screen you.
I mean, look at that. Look at them all there, dude. Come on.
There you are.
Look like a place where criminals and
AKA Florida.
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. We are. Wait. I want the.
Wait, no, you're forgetting, Chill. We are all with you, Ray. We're all with you.
You know what? Let's trifecta. That is not canon. That sequel era, there's a reason why I don't have that many questions here for the sequels. I just can't recognize it. And plus, I don't want to be unhappy by mentioning it and talking about it. Yeah, okay, maybe it is a little bit Star Wars, but as far as I know, Filoni and Favreau are going to use World Between Worlds to unrecognize these things, and they're not really necessary. Have they been necessary so far? We've had 2 seasons of Mandalorian. We've had a season of The Bad Batch. We've had even Clone Wars Season 7 that's come from Filoni. And then now we're getting Book of Boba Fett. And this will be shortly 5 seasons without recognizing that era. It's fine. It's not canon. It's there. It's a little cool $1 billion generating place, but I don't recognize it. I don't like the Star Wars prequels. Whoa, I wouldn't agree with you there. Mike, you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Terrence knows what he's talking about.
But they do have some good fight scenes.
I mean,
Yes.
You know me, I love me some prequels.
I mean, it's hard to take Terrence's opinion seriously when he thinks that Aquaman is a great film.
Oh, it is. It's solid.
No, stop
It
it.
is.
Stop it.
It's solid.
Hey, stop it, bro.
But see, they realized exactly how badly those movies were going to suck, so they had to step up something in those. So they stepped up the fight scenes, with the exception of Attack of the Clones, because that is single-handedly the worst Star Wars product ever put out. Ever.
I actually like it, and I don't mind the love story. And I think that Attack of the Clones, that little Genoshan kind of thing, where we got to see all the Jedis and seeing some of their lightsabers light up, was an amazing visual. And Padme is...
Attack of the Clones makes the holiday special look like Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, God. We've got a second, or rather, wait, you're like my 5th panelist now, but the second Canadian in the... Hello, Jasmine. You made it just in time for the most important question, because we asked this. We asked, where's the Florida of Star Wars? I mean, I don't need your answer on that, but I do need, where's the Canada of Star Wars?
Where's the Canada? Wait, what exactly do you mean by that?
You can take it as much as you can take it as snow. You can take it as a place where we lock down. You can take it any way you want to.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Where is the Canada? Well, I would say whatever planet where there's snow would probably fit that category.
Right. So we got
hold on. There's no snow in Florida.
For Canada.
For Canada, read the question. I changed it.
Oh, you changed it. Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad. Continue.
Question 9 was, where's the Florida of Star Wars? We got to talk slow to these Floridians.
Yes, that's the Canada there.
Let's see here. Where is it? That's Hoth. Yeah. That's from Empire, right?
That's probably the Canada. All year
The
round.
greatest Star Wars film.
Well, there's 2 snow places. There's Hoth, which was dealing with a war between the Empire and the Rebels. And then there's the one in Clone Wars where there was a civil war going on between the natives and some other people in Clone Wars.
You know what? I don't remember that, but the one I thought you were going to say is my choice, and it's Ilum, which is also Starkiller Base.
Is that where the younglings found their kyber crystals?
Exactly. And, Canadians, we got our resources that you can find when you dig, and I just wanted to big us up. We're going to go ahead and say Ilum for...
Yeah, so cool.
What's that?
You're Canadian, you said?
Yeah. Do you remember? I'll bring it up another time. But yes, I am.
Oh, awesome.
We are all Canadian today.
True.
Mike?
Hoth.
Mike, that's why you changed your picture.
Yes.
K-Dot?
The snow place where the Civil War ended in Clone Wars. At least I know it's peaceful, knowing that there's no longer a Civil War going on.
That's a good answer.
Let's go to the live chat. Best prequel. What, Attack of the Clones was? Yeah, I would agree with that. Neighbor to the North.
Oh,
Hold up. You said Attack of the Clones is the best prequel movie?
That's ridiculous.
I think that this was an enjoyable movie. I like what Natalie Portman brought.
No, bro. I don't need a review.
Okay, don't ask the question and then not want the answer because you can't handle it.
No,
this is a good movie.
This is a
Revenge
simple
of the
yes
Sith
or
comes
no.
close, but as far as the prequels go, I really enjoyed Attack of the Clones.
No way.
Stop.
No way.
I like memes that use Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
It brings a smile to my face.
so you like it for its meme potential is what you're saying. That movie is filled with memes because it's ridiculous. That's how ridiculous it is. You can only make memes out of ridiculous things, and that is 2 hours of ridiculousness. from beginning to end. Whether it's Mexican jumping being Yoda, whether it's
That was
like
awesome. They played the same theme that he used in Empire, your favorite movie, where he was lifting up the X-wing. They did the same music. That's called callback. That's called honoring the past.
That's not called callback because in that same trash movie, they used Duel of the Fates while Anakin is riding a speeder bike. While Anakin is riding a speeder bike, they used Duel of the Fates, which was the theme when Qui-Gon was fighting Darth Maul in Phantom Menace.
Now, was
It
there
was
not
Anakin riding a speeder bike. I want you to understand they used it during a fight scene in the first trash prequel movie, and then they use it again while he's driving a speeder bike to go murder some Tusken Raiders. But I mean, hey, who cares? Or wait, no, was it after he was finished murdering all the time? Whatever it was, Tusken Raiders were killed that day. It doesn't matter.
Because
you like that movie.
It was a godly and beautiful theme.
Stop
Look,
it.
man.
Stop it.
Look.
I expect this from you, DC Dice,
I-
not Chillmonger.
I
Wasn't that
don't.
one?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, Robbie.
No, I was gonna say like I don't have any disgust for the Attack of the Clones here. Like, I like the film, but it is under no circumstances is this better than Revenge of the Sith. Like none.
I don't think that.
Like we could sit here and do a separate stream, which is the better movie. And man, don't get me started, chill, Mom. You about to have my blood boiling here.
Well, we can agree. We can at least agree on this.
No,
Revenge, Attack of the Clones is no longer the worst Star Wars movie to exist.
Oh, because of the sequel stuff?
Yeah, we can agree with that. I mean, it's better than everything in the sequels.
Okay. I think we all agree on that
over
one.
Force Awakens.
I would say no, though. See, and I said this
Of
before.
course, you would say, Mike.
No. Here's the reason. We had J.J. Abrams for 2 movies and Ryan Johnson for 1. That's J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson. So it's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we expect somebody to do trash Star Wars movie that doesn't care about it. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. All 3 of those movies were done by George Lucas.
That's right.
He is the man who created this entire universe. That is a deeper, a more disgusting fact than having 2 people who, I mean, okay, JJ's a little more talented than Ryan Johnson, but you expect those 2 to fail because they're them. They're not George Lucas. But when you have George Lucas, the person that is responsible for all of this stuff, fail on such an epic level, like, I mean, that's sad. That's beyond. That's beyond disgust. It's sad.
Maybe at the time, but now
No.
that's your next 33 burning questions based around Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. There you go.
Oh, sorry, can you guys hear me?
We hear you nicely.
Yes.
I could always hear it, but
Okay.
there was a weird thing like I would talk and then whatever you were saying would cut off, and I'm like, let's just fix that.
Oh,
But
okay.
it should be
Okay, so
better
now
now.
it's better,
because-
right?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I hear
perfect.
myself talking and you talking while we're both talking at the same time. We're good. LDG's in the building. Hello, LDG. Taryn says, I love the original Star Wars trilogy. The other Star Wars films just haven't measured up,
Mhm.
but they have their moments.
And
Wait,
it's more
actually, could I add
disgust-
to that too?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or you can go first if you want. You were
No.
saying
I've
something.
said a lot. You go.
Oh, what? No, yeah. I was gonna say. Well, the original trilogy is hard to beat because it's obviously the first time we were introduced to Star Wars. But one thing I wanted to say about the prequels, I think that Revenge of the Sith would probably be my favorite one. But a good thing about Attack of the Clones was I think that was the first time we actually saw Yoda fight, right? So that was probably like a big moment in the theater as well, and the Battle of Geonosis. So it did have some good moments too. Yeah. I still think probably Revenge of the Sith is my favorite.
Well, see, Revenge of the Sith, for me at least, it fixed what I saw as a deficiency regarding Yoda fighting, because I don't know if it was because I know everybody trashes Obi-Wan and Vader from Star Wars, where they're having their lightsaber battle, like 2 old dudes fighting or whatever. But like Christopher Lee, I mean, he's kind of in an advanced age, so he wasn't really like bouncing around and all that either. So to make up for that, they had Yoda bounce around like a Mexican jumping bean instead of having both of them fight. So, but in Revenge of the Sith, they kind of fixed it with the way it was laid out and him fighting the Emperor then. So I kind of like that more than the abomination that was
good
Attack of the
too.
Clones. Yes. Yeah, definitely. And there's a rumor, I don't know if this is true or not, but there's a rumor that for that sequence where Yoda fought the Emperor, that Steven Spielberg apparently came in and laid out the, the scene, the way it was going to be shot and stuff like that. So I think that contributed to it greatly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think
Fair
Revenge
enough.
of the Sith giving us Vader was like the kind of place you can point at to say, okay, look, now the old Star Wars that we remember, now here's where it links up, and the older fans kind of got happy with it. Is that I don't mean to call you older, Mike, but
No,
No?
not really. And I think that was part of the problem with the prequels too, is that he felt he had to jam everything into, oh well, it's like kind of like what Solo did with Han Solo. Like, oh, you're here by yourself, so your name is Solo. Like, really? Like, we didn't know where he got his vest from. We know we're gonna like stop. Just do a good movie, and if that stuff happens, then let it happen. Like, how did he get the dice that were hanging on Millennium Falcon? Well, we needed a Solo movie to tell us. Like, no,
that is true. I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that was part of the plan. It was like, we're gonna do this movie in between. People are gonna understand why in The Last Jedi that there were dice there, and it never came to fruition because planning.
Do good stories. That's all. That's all we want.
Yerp, hello to Perp. The prequels were so terrible they divided the Star Wars fan base.
At least until the sequels came out.
I was gonna say, what about the sequel trilogy?
Yeah,
I feel like that's
I think
everyone's
there's
least
I
favorite.
always had the prequels backs. I always had the prequels backs.
Always had the prequels back.
I thought the prequels are good because there's a lot of Jedi too. Like, there's a lot more lightsaber fighting, which I really like. I kind of prefer that.
It
Like
gave
the
us
Battle
so
of
much
Geonosis
lore.
alone.
It gave us so much lore about the Jedi and Sith, something that the original trilogy doesn't do.
Oh,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
mean like midichlorians? Yes, that was a complete and positive addition to the Jedi lore.
He's one of them.
Thank Ferric.
There's a lot of revisionist history with the prequels. Like, a lot of people despised the first one, and then people kind of like the second one more. But like the majority of people loved Revenge of the Sith. But then over the years, everybody lumped them all together and started trashing Revenge of the Sith too. But then the sequel trilogy comes out, people just oh, they weren't that bad.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I liked the sequel trilogy before you jump on me, Mike. I liked episode Force Awakens. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get it as copycat and everything, but for the most part, this is a good thing. So many possibilities. Last Jedi comes, they kill the main villain, and then you hear about how they were not allowed, or Rian Johnson said, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted. And when I think about, oh wait, doesn't that mean that you're not continuing what JJ set up? Isn't there a cohesive thing here? But he was given free reign to do anything he wanted. Maybe this is not planned. And I started disliking stuff. Episode 9 disliked, to put it very quickly, and then I just soiled the whole sequel era for me, even though I did like Force Awakens at first. But I'm just, we were saying earlier,
9,
Jasmine.
Yeah.
What, Mike?
Oh, no, I was gonna say episode 9. He tried to course correct what happened in The Last Jedi. It just
and it just looked like two directors fighting each other.
Yeah,
what we were saying right before you came in, Jasmine, was we don't consider it canon. We were joking about that. So what do you feel about the sequel era?
Yeah, I feel like it had a lot of potential, but it maybe kind of fell short by the end. I'm kind of like you. I liked The Force Awakens. I think that was epic. A lot of people were excited to see Star Wars again. But then the other movies kind of, like you said, I think they kind of killed off Snoke too early. They could have potentially built him up more. And then Rey, I think I liked her as a character, but I think in the beginning she didn't, dare I say it, make enough mistakes, if that makes sense. I kind of would have liked to see her come from a place where she was making mistakes and kind of had a chance to grow and really redeem herself by the third movie. But I feel like she kind of started off beating Kylo Ren in a duel. It kind of didn't give her as much room to grow.
And when people said that after the first movie, I was like, oh, no, don't forget, Chewbacca shot him after he killed Han, so he was dealing with an injury, so he didn't get 100% Kylo Ren. I tried to defend it, but then it was hard to explain. How did she just tell that guy in the stormtrooper outfit, "You will remove my chains"? Why do you know that?
Yeah, she started off very good at using her Force abilities, but I think I would have liked to see her grow there a little bit. I don't know. I feel like that makes you connect more to a character. It's why I like Ahsoka too, because she didn't start off perfect. She started off making a lot of mistakes. So when she learned from those mistakes, you kind of felt like you went on that journey with her. So, that's one of the things I would have liked to have seen. But
when Ahsoka first came out, I can't tell you how many people hated her. Like they
I
hate, they
know.
loathed her, and like,
Everyone.
but that's what happens when you invest in a character and
Mhm.
you put some time and energy and thought into their development, and then you make a character that eventually turns out the way she did, as opposed to Rey, who was just like saving everything. But there was something.
Mhm.
The anarchist in me enjoyed two things about The Last Jedi. One, that they killed Snoke, because I know I can understand why people were upset, because in between Force Awakens, I'm going to explain, in between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, there were fans on YouTube, wherever, speculating like, oh, well, you know, Snoke could be important. Who's Rey's parents? Like all of this other stuff. And then Ryan Johnson
Mhm.
comes on. He's like, you know what? You motherfuckers thought Snoke was important? Nope. We just cut him in half. And Rey's parents? Nobody's. It didn't even matter. So those are the two things I
So
like.
you're an anarchist.
But that's what I'm saying. But I still hate the movie. But I mean, I like the fact that he did that, because the fandom nowadays, they seem to have this
Entitlements.
yes, and anything that knocks it back down a peg or two, I'm kind of there for, because it gets annoying after a while.
You know
Like,
what else
oh,
gets
well,
annoying? It's the reason why I could finish your sentence, because I've heard you say this numerous amount of times.
see,
But then sometimes you're wrong, because you were like, oh, they think they're entitled to 3 Spider-Men in a film. What did we get? 3 Spider-Men in a film.
hey, but you
Yeah,
know, no,
sometimes
that's
like
because they didn't get him in the trailer. That was the only thing. And if you knew they were coming, why do you need to see them in the trailer? That didn't make any sense.
Oh, because
again,
we
they're
knew they
entitled.
were coming, and you want to advertise it, and you want a movie to make more
But
money.
clearly
As a person
Sony
who's
didn't.
cheering for this box
It's
office
not-
success.
Clearly Sony didn't want
not really-
to, and they didn't count on neckbeards on YouTube spoiling it.
Hey,
Mike, it wasn't really much of a surprise. Like everyone knows about this
Mhm.
surprise, and you're
It
hiding the
doesn't-
surprise. It's like just
dude.
spoil the surprise.
So
No,
what?
we
You're
talk-
going to go against what you have as promotion, set for promotion, because
Thank you, Pickle.
somebody spoiled it. Like that
Like,
doesn't.
I
that
mean,
doesn't
regardless,
track.
everybody's gonna watch it anyway, whether they
No,
show it.
That's
or
what I'm
not.
saying.
Spider-Man.
we talked
Even
about
when
this.
Marvel does these 30-second trailers, like I understand why they're doing them, because they're making money off of YouTube, but you don't need to see them. Like anybody that's going to watch your product is already going to watch it.
They
Right,
actually don't put ads on their trailers.
All right, we talked about this before.
good point.
Like we gotta stop assuming that everybody knows everything. So like that Spider-Man moment was legitimately a surprise for lots of people. So like you can't just spoil this stuff in teasers and trailers. That's stupid marketing.
Exactly, and I wish
I
I
was
was
talking
Yeah.
to someone at work who did not watch it, and who did not watch the trailers or know anything, and they're just like, "Whoa, 3 Spider-Man! This is the best movie ever!" And I go, "You
Right.
didn't know? Wow!"
That's awesome. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it actually would have been nice to not know that. I think I saw some leaked set photos ahead of time, so I'm like, okay, yeah. But it's
We
nice when
also-
it's a surprise. When actually, to add on to what you guys were saying earlier about surprising the fan base, not always giving them what they want or expect with Rey's parents and whatnot. That kind of reminds me a lot of WandaVision too. I guess you guys have all seen it. Hopefully, have you guys watched WandaVision?
Oh yeah, every single
Yes.
one of us. We're all Marvel people mostly.
Okay,
I
good.
usually do MCU questions, but because I'm doing Star Wars questions, that's why you're here. But yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'm not spoiling anything,
Two
but
people here
kind
have
of-
seen WandaVision and loved it. I've seen WandaVision and I do not love it that much.
Well, see,
K-Dots is
I
actually.
liked it, but I was one of the people disappointed that Dottie kind of didn't amount to anyone, and that we didn't see Mephisto. You know, like that was like a big thing the fans were talking about. But then, like you said, sometimes we don't always get what we expect, right? But it's still good nonetheless.
It was, yes, definitely.
I mean, for me, WandaVision wasn't like I didn't expect Mephisto to show up. People was talking about Reed Richards was gonna show up. I just thought people was creating these silly theories, in my opinion.
And then
my
getting disappointed off of them.
my only expectation was how is this going to contribute to the multiverse falling apart? That's it.
Mhm.
Like wow, that was my only expectation. But by the time the show ends, all they give us is they tell us that Wanda Scarlet Witch. I knew that since Avengers Age of Ultron. and they give her a look. Okay, thank you for 9 episodes of telling me stuff that is not really
See,
interesting.
but you knew that, but she didn't.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yo,
And we
yo,
got to see a
yo,
lot
but when
more
I
of her
see it,
power.
it's not a surprise. You're
To you.
building up to something that's not a surprise at all. We all been calling her
you.
Scarlet Witch for a
To
long time.
you.
To you. Like that's why I keep saying we gotta remember. Not
I
everybody.
mean, to Wanda,
pays-
it's a surprise, but it's like,
Yeah, that's why I say with these things, like a lot, we gotta remember everyone doesn't pay attention to every single detail online and with stuff going on with shows. Some people don't know these things, so it's a surprise to people.
One more comment, then we're going back to the show. Palpatine was supposed to be dead, according to interviews by JJ. Snoke was supposed to be more powerful than Palpatine, but when Snoke was killed, they had to scramble to fill the void. That sounds about right.
Although in the first Star Wars Dark Horse comic, once Marvel let the license lapse or didn't renew it or whatever it was, I can't remember the name of it. It was something Empire, Shadows of the Empire, maybe, or something like that. But they had a the storyline was essentially the Emperor making clones so he can put his essence into the, put it into the body. So that's why when they announced that he was coming back on Fortnite, which is where you would announce important Star Wars plot points, I was okay with that. It didn't matter because I had already seen that in the Star Wars comic book back in the 80s. But again, like LB said, not everybody is going to see how is Palpatine coming back. It doesn't make any sense, and that kind of thing. But I mean, I was okay. But
and question number 11: will a young Tusken make it to the present? Now, LB, you have not seen the Book of Boba Fett episode 2, but you know that there is a young Tusken Raider there, don't you? From the first episode.
Yeah.
And he kind of befriended that little guy, and I want to know if we will see this 5 years later in the present of Boba Fett. Will we see this little kid?
No, because he's going to kill him.
oh, man,
that would be a dark turn.
I mean, probably we might. I mean, look, this is the thing. It's obvious that Tuskens is the ones who changed his whole point of view on life and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's obvious that they are going to show those Tuskens again. It's obvious, he's going to allude to that again. He's going to bring them up. He's going to bring up how their way of living and their way of life have taught me how to have this whole thing about leading with respect and all that. So he's going to show up. That little boy's going to come up hi Uncle Boba. And then for season 2, he's going to be with him, and he's going to be like how Baby Yoda was for Mando. He's going to be a little Tusken for Boba.
I agree. Actually, I think that the flashbacks are meant to show us how he was able to form different partnerships, different alliances that he's probably going to rely on later on when he's actually on the throne. Right? He's going to need those allies. I think it's quite possible we could see a young Tusken and the other Tuskens as well.
I want the young Tusken to reappear. I don't want a death, but also these people, when they do shows like this, they only introduce you to the kids so that you can have some sort of, oh my God, don't kill the children. Oh my God, the villain is so dark. So if they do want to build a villain in the era of freaking, maybe Black Krrsantan, that's his name, right?
Yes, the black Wookiee character,
that
right?
thing. Yeah, maybe he does meet Black Krrsantan somewhere in the past during this flashback, and we'll see Black Krrsantan slay the kid. That would be a prediction, I guess I would have. So I want to say that the Tusken who's young does not make it to the present. That's why they introduced him. Mike?
Wow. So they're going to pull a Revenge of the Sith, kill the youngling.
Actually,
that would be a dark turn.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah. Lunga said that also Dr. Aphra might show up in this, but there's a character in there. She has a robotic arm, so I don't know if it is actually her, but they were doing this Zapruder thing, looking at the footage and stuff like that. But no, from the comic in
I think I was reading about her on Twitter. People were saying that.
Well, they're supposed to be weren't they making a show for her? Wasn't there she have her own show?
Never announced.
I don't think I heard that.
No, I could have sworn. Let me see. But
maybe.
But yeah, I don't.
They announced a lot of shows, though. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, right. I think he will. I think he will. Or if he doesn't, if somehow he dies, say there's some conflict within the next couple episodes that they show in the flashback, maybe that could be responsible for, Boba, interacting with Fennec and stuff like that. And maybe that could be the reason for his turn to, besides the training that he received from them, his turn to, not being a ruthless dictator or something like that, or a ruthless bounty hunter.
I have a feeling that the young Tusken's going to die because that's the kind of storytelling might hit hard. That's exactly what I said. Unless that youngling becomes a true villain and kills most of the other Tuskens, that's not happening.
You guys got me thinking now. Now I'm wondering. It's very possible. That'd be sad, but that would definitely be. Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty impactful to the overall story to take a risk like that because I think sometimes with these shows you have to take risks. Like you have to kill off people to really kind of drive the message home and really advance the story. So it's possible. I mean, yeah, and I'm a little scared now because the little guy's growing on me. I didn't like him that much in the first episode, but by the second one, like I really like the relationship that he and Boba are forming. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know what? I'm assuming. I know there's one woman. She's with the chief. I think right. That's a chief.
Yeah, the best fighter.
Woman.
That one's a woman. I know.
Yeah, I guess the kid we don't technically know. I just assume, but
you know what else would be weird if we see their faces.
Yeah, because all we have to go off of is how they're dressed. Like the woman seems to kind of have like longer, she has like longer kind of garments on her head. I don't know if that's supposed to kind of tell us. So she's dressed differently than the rest. I don't know.
I didn't notice by the hair things, the black hair things. I noticed more so by her
and the
proper
physique.
terms.
Yeah.
Bust, I think is the word. I don't know if that's inappropriate or not. I'm sorry if it is, but I could tell from that it's a woman's physique. But and I want her to be a woman. I do want diversity in, even when it comes to our freaking sand people things. You know, I know that bothers a whole lot of people on this channel, on this website. That what, a woman's here? Did you hear the Beta Fett stuff?
No, what was that?
Yeah, they're calling him Beta Fett. He's not an alpha male; he's a beta male.
Let me take a wild guess.
Hey, his code name is technically Alpha.
I don't even have to say their names. Right. We already know who's doing it.
We already know who's doing it.
That's ridiculous.
I think it's good, like especially when it's done right. Yeah, like it's nice to have diversity. But I mean, yeah, like I like strong female characters, but I think they have to be written in a proper way where it doesn't come across like nothing comes across too forced. They're just kind of naturally badass, and happen to be female, kind of like Ahsoka. But yeah.
But you're a fan of Ahsoka?
I know, right?
This article I got, it says Dr. Afra. It's from smallscreen.co.uk. It says that it's been revealed to us by multiple sources that Lucasfilm is now working on a Dr. Afra live action series for Disney Plus. And this came out when? When was this written? It was written in November 17th of 2020. That would be one week prior to the Disney Plus Day thing where they announced all of the shows, and they didn't announce a Dr. Afra show, so maybe it was canceled.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I feel like they definitely would have announced that. It's kind of
Book of Dr. Afra.
But thanks for that, Mike. The next question, Jasmine, is Ahsoka orange, white and orange, or orange and white?
Okay, is she orange, white and orange, orange and white?
Hold on, she's in your background. Let me make you bigger. That woman in the back.
I'll say it this way.
That's orange. There's not enough white. The white is more like lining.
It's orange, white,
She's got white face markings. I mean, I guess her skin kind of does have an orangish tint. I've always considered her like to be more brown skin though. But I think maybe I'm wrong on that because a lot of people say that she's supposed to be orange. But when I first saw her, I'm like,
you need to get your eyes checked. Well, you did, didn't you? I saw your video. I saw your video.
You're like the biggest fan, and you think she's brown and not orange.
I do. When I cosplay her, I don't put any orange on my skin. That's just me, though.
You don't.
No. When I first saw her, I'm like, oh, Black Jedi. Like when I was first introduced to her.
But
then everyone's calling her orange. She looks black to me. Look at her features.
We need to find someone to calibrate your TV immediately.
No, she is black. She may have an orange tint, but she's black. You can tell. That's why they cast a black actress, I think.
There, I fixed the
That's
question.
my opinion.
Or brown.
Brown and white with an orange tint.
I saw you roast Ahsoka Tano. I mean Rosario Dawson because she was like, the fans want me to play Ashoka. You're like, that's someone who reads the word Ahsoka and thinks that's how you say it.
Yeah, I felt a little, I feel a little bad about that because she did a great job. Like I really am happy with how she did. But in the beginning, I was just a little bit nervous because I think when she said that, she had already filmed her role as Ahsoka. So I was like, oh man, like I just hope she's really a fan of the character and does the character justice. That was kind of more just me voicing my concerns as a fan, But after seeing the episode, I think she did really well. She had to have studied her stuff to know how to give that portrayal. So
Did they say her name in the episode? I don't remember.
Yeah, when he's being attacked by Din, he goes, Ahsoka Tano.
Okay. Yeah.
Bo-Katan sent me.
Okay, yeah.
And then he calls her the nice lady later. But yeah, he does say her name that once. And then the episode before, Bo-Katan says her name. Or is it 2 episodes before?
Yeah, Bo-Katan says
Maybe.
it 2 episodes before.
Yeah,
And that was such an emotional episode for me. At the end of the episode where he got on the ship and you kind of just see her walking away. I mean, yeah, Luke was awesome. So Luke was awesomer, but emotionally wise, like that Ahsoka stuff was amazing. But yeah, we're kind of dancing away. Who wants to answer this question next? What color is Ahsoka Tano?
She is orange, white, and blue. You forgot her headpiece thingy.
You're giving points for the blue also. I recognize the blue as external, that's not her. But okay. There's no wrong answer.
Well, I mean, like, just like her face.
That head thing is part of her body.
It is technically part of her body. I assume we're talking just about her face, but actually, that's a good point. Technically, she would have to be part blue.
But how do we know it's part of her body? We haven't seen her at nighttime when she takes the hair down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it's part of her body because I played. Well, whenever they do show Ahsoka's species in Star Wars lore, I played the Force Unleashed, and there was someone just like Ahsoka, and she had the same headpiece, and I just, seems like it's just part of their heads. Looks like it's part of their head too.
I'm just saying though, like,
and it grows. Remember, it grows because look how long it is. It grows.
We don't know because we've never seen Ahsoka take her face down.
Ahsoka's not black. What am I hearing?
Yes, she might be black. She might be black if you take
She's
off.
black with an orange tint, but she has like black features, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Question number 13. Will Book of Boba Fett have clones? You know why I like this? Because you gotta hide everything when it comes to filming and secrecy. And sometimes they wear cloaks when they're not, on set, so that you can't see what outfits they're wearing if you're just the guy who sets up the lights or something like that. You're at catering, you don't want to see, oh my God, is that such and such outfit from this movie? Let's take a picture of it. Fans will figure it out on the internet. But when it comes to this actor, Timawara Morrison, he can play a clone. He can play Boba himself. He could play Jango Fett in a flashback. You don't know unless you know the script. And I feel like that's a surprise we should be getting in the Book of Boba Fett. I'm going to predict, yes, we will have clones in Book of Boba Fett. K-Dot, what do you think?
Well, if I'm going off Rebels, that's like years long before A New Hope. And they showed Rex and Cody and another clone, so maybe they might still be alive, and they may pop up, maybe. But I heavily doubt clones are going to show up. I heavily doubt it. But if any do show up, it'll be Rex, Cody, and Wolf. If they do have clones pop up, it'll be those 3.
I want to say it's Gregor and it's not Cody. I may be wrong about that. Jasmine, do you know who were the 3 clones who were left in Rebels?
Well, yeah, it was Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, but one of them died.
Oh no, Cody betrayed. Wait, no, didn't Cody betrayed Obi-Wan? He got
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Rex.
Cody betrayed, and then Greg. Well, I don't think Gregor will show up.
Yeah, he does die, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I skimmed through Rebels because it was Kitty, but I did watch most of Rebels.
Same, yeah. I know it's kind of like there's a lot of people that are coming in and out of the story and dying, and it's kind of hard to keep track. But yeah, Gregor was the one. Well, but initially, like they thought he was dead in the Clone Wars, then he was alive, and then he ended up dying. Yeah.
LB, do you want clones in the Book of Boba Fett?
No, because why I say this is because I feel like even though Boba Fett is a older character, I feel like we need to, like, when we're doing these shows, stop relying so much on, oh shoot, we got a clone, we got this, we got that in here. Like, you could tell the story without these surprises. So that's why I don't think they should have.
No fun.
I just want. I think we could all agree. I just want storytelling where we don't have to rely on the big mark out moment. Wrestling fans know
Okay.
what mark that.
Yeah, I like that. The wrestling terminology will
Actually-
always get me.
That might have actually been one of the problems with the sequel trilogy. They kind of relied a lot on the characters we already knew, I think. Maybe not
Nostalgia.
enough of the new characters.
Nostalgia. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's my issue, because when you do that, people forget about all the flaws and everything else, and it's just you're just like trying to cover up bad writing or whatever's done badly. Like, stop focusing on nostalgia and try to figure out how to tell a story without having to bring in something else to make it better for a second or two.
Or use it to
Yeah.
save what you don't have, because nostalgia is blinding. It's powerful. It is very powerful. And it's an easy cop out to use, because hey, if your people are blinded by it, you don't got to explain nothing in the movie. Just make sure the nostalgia is epic, and you got them.
No, because the nostalgia is only going to get you so far.
Yeah.
It got that sequel trilogy pretty far. They made 3 movies. Got them pretty far.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
yeah, I know.
They got everybody with episode 7. Episode 7 is where they got all you guys, all y'all fell for it. I was there like, what the heck is this episode 7 stuff?
Oh, you guys. What's this, you guys? What are you talking about, you
To
guys?
add
I
on to
didn't
that,
fall for their trap in episode 7.
just
That was
think
a
about
trap.
it. Like, the nostalgia can also overshadow everything else. Like, example, the Mandalorian season 2 finale. Does anybody remember anything else in that episode except for Luke Skywalker?
Yes, I remember
Yes.
Boba Fett fighting with Casca Reeves, and I did a video on that, and to this day I get comments on who would win that fight, and yes, and it was very wrestling related to LB. I don't know if you watched
was
it or not,
epic.
but it was an awesome video.
I remember Mando
I'll
and
check
Baby
it out.
Yoda's moment when he's like, "Daddy, take off your helmet."
I was gonna say that was the first time he took his helmet off in front of everyone, I think.
So, like, what did
So-
everybody talk about as far as that episode?
Oh well, yeah,
Luke,
Exactly.
Mr. Skywalker.
Also, the Din Djarin versus.
Stop it, K-Dot.
I was trying to give you some stuff.
I know a lot happened before that moment, but that
Yeah.
moment just
That moment is
overshadowed
the-
everything. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
You have
Well,
to use
because-
it properly, like a little bit, but not too much that it overshadows.
Right.
Use it tastefully, yeah.
Chillmonger, do you have any helmet-related questions in the remainder of the questions?
I don't think I do know.
Okay, so what do you all think about Boba Fett? Like, whereas in Mandalorian, as you pointed out, that was the first time he took off his helmet so we could see because of Baby Yoda. But what do you think about Boba Fett constantly taking it off and not wearing it and stuff like that?
I mean, if you go off the original
Yeah.
trilogy, he kept it on because they wanted to have him beat his badass and stuff. I'm not bothered by it because I really don't care if he takes it off or not. I never liked Boba Fett really in the first place. Mandalorian made him tight, but I'm not tripping off them taking off his helmet.
Whenever we saw Boba Fett in the original trilogy, he was at work. He had to keep that on.
Yeah. You had to make sure he
But,
looked up.
but with the Mandalorian, it's a thing that you allegedly do. There's a certain subsection of them that are,
That don't take
devout
it off.
about it and stuff like that. Yeah, so.
Yeah, actually, I had wondered the same thing too. Because I definitely noticed that he was taking it off a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess it just depends on what section you're from. Like Mando was, I think he was a child of the Night's Watch, right? So they would never take off their helmets. But yeah, I don't know. It does kind of it brings a certain sense of of mystery when you keep your helmet on in general. With Vader, with Kylo Ren, with Mando. But in Boba's case, I don't know. I guess we kind of all know like who he is already and what he looks like. So I guess it doesn't really. I don't know. Yeah, like maybe he just keeps it on when he's doing certain missions, and then in his spare time he takes it off.
Boba's not a Mandalorian doesn't bother me. If he went against his principles, being under the code, then I could have a bigger problem with it. Yeah. And then General Grievous here says it's different seeing Luke Skywalker in Mando, since it's not really nostalgia, since it's still OT Arrow. He's not shoehorned. That's
Bruh, it
That's
don't
also
matter how you put it. That's still nostalgia.
it is still nostalgia.
It's nostalgia, fan service, any way you want to call it. It's nostalgia, fan.
I have spoken.
It can be done well, but it is what it is. Nostalgia, fan service. That's what it is.
Oh, actually, before we move into the next question, could I address the last question with the clones? And
Yes.
being in Book of Boba Fett, I think that whole scene where he went to the tree to look for a branch, the last episode.
Yeah, do you think
I
it's
feel like
forest tree?
What was that? Sorry?
Do you think it's a forest tree?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly what kind of tree that was. I mean, it doesn't really look like where they are. There's a lot of them, but however, like he found it. I think like during that moment would have actually been a good moment to show clones, if anything, in a kind of flashback sense, because we did see a young Boba, right, on Camino as one of the flashback scenes. So
So
yeah,
you literally thought it would be Black Panther, where the past kings would be in there.
that's exactly what it reminded me of. I mentioned that in my video. It kind of reminded me of that same kind of journey where you take like a certain potion, or in this case, I don't want to say too much because LB hasn't seen it, but you know, you saw what he took and how he got to that state, right? And so it's kind of the same, like being reborn again theme. But yeah, but in cases like that where you're gonna have flashbacks potentially, I think I wouldn't mind seeing clones. But in terms of showing up in the present, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air on this one. It could be either or. I'd be fine with.
Number 14. Speaking of
The
nostalgia,
Rancor.
is it nostalgia if we're talking about, like, was it Muchi? Was that the Rancor from Bad Batch? Is it nostalgia if
Muchi,
it's something
yeah.
from last year? I want to say that this Rancor is going to show up because they, without spoiling anything for LB, Rancors were a theme in this past episode. I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm more inclined to believe that this animal will show up in this season of Book of Boba Fett. We'll see the Rancor from Bad Batch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because they kind of, I think they're gonna have to tie the Bad Batch in somehow because Fennec is even in the Bad Batch, right? So who knows if she meets Boba next season, and that's how we're shown that's how they met and got close or whatever. But the fact that they have already had a Book of Boba Fett character in the Bad Batch, and plus I think Dave Filoni has written one of the episodes too, right? Written and directed. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bad Batch characters start to transition over into the Book of Boba Fett,
I
including
think the
Muchi.
Filoni episode is something that you can say now for all of the new shows. Oh, that's the Filoni episode. Look out for it. And you know you're going to get some sort of callback.
Yeah, no,
anyone else
exactly.
watch Bad Batch here?
Nope.
Yeah.
What's your take?
The season?
I mean, on this question, will we see the Rancor from Bad Batch?
Sure, why not?
Episode
Mike?
6. That's Filoni's episode.
Oh, episode
No.
6 is Filoni's episode? Okay.
I heard that. Yeah, rumors that people think that certain characters could show up.
Sorry, Mike, you said no. You want to elaborate on that one?
I don't think introducing the Hutts and I don't think they shouldn't jam it packed with a bunch of characters. Keep it simple for the first season and then, introduce them. That's why I don't think the clones will be there either, unless they're like in the background or like quick 2-minute
Easter egg type thing.
Flashback or something.
Yeah.
You don't want to get Boba because even though I like the Mandalorian, he did get overshadowed by all the cameos.
See.
Back to the
was
tree
one
thing.
problem.
There was a forest tree that was planted. This is a comic book story where Poe was born because I think Luke knew the mom and dad, and because there was a forest tree there, it made Poe a better pilot, something like that. That's a comic book thing from like the new era of what is now canon, which we have never ever mentioned comic book stuff until this last episode of Boba Fett, where character, I'll just say Black Krrsantan, and LB's not even gonna know who that is unless he Googles it, but Black Krrsantan shows up here, and to me that's like an eye-opening, holy shit, they're actually referencing some stuff in comic books. That used to always be, oh, that's all the way over there, but maybe. And Dr. Afro, we were just talking about her perhaps getting a show. I feel like comic book stuff is it counts again. It counts now.
I guess they're kind of taking a page out of Marvel's book in that sense. You see how well Marvel's doing with that, so I think they're trying to do the same thing, which they should, honestly. Yeah.
And it's fan service, and it's also introducing someone new to the not hardcore fans, and that's fun too. It reminds me of the Jedi going to Ilum to get their crystals, like the tree thing, except they get a wooden stick. It's just not the same.
Actually, that's a good parallel, though. I think I talked about that in my video as well. Just the idea of kind of finding what's calling to you. I guess was that branch was meant for Boba because it called to him. That was the one that he selected. So I guess that's how it's similar to getting your crystal that calls to you. Similar yet different, but good parallel though.
We're now in the true or false territory of 33 burning questions. True or false, K-Dot? Windu landed on a speeder.
Now, this is what happened to the epic Mace Windu. What he did was, he got electrocuted and knocked out the window. But Mace Windu's so awesome, he used the Force to slow down, to help him not fall so hard, and he just disappeared somewhere.
Dead. He's dead.
We'll get to you, Mike. We'll get to you.
Alive. The black man lives. With his purple lightsaber, he's going to come back sometime. He's probably a senile old man, but he's somewhere. I know he's alive. He's
somewhere in the galaxy.
LB. True or false? Windu landed on a speeder. The correct answer is true, by the way. But go ahead. Skipping it over to Jasmine. True or false? Windu landed on a speeder.
I don't know. I'm gonna say false. I think he's probably dead. I don't know. I think if there were any indication otherwise, then we would have seen it by now in some way. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure when he got shocked there, like he was knocked unconscious, and then I don't think he would have even had the chance to use the Force to help him land properly.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
I don't know. That's where I'm at now. But honestly, like I have a pretty open mind. Anything's possible. In Star Wars, I mean, they brought Maul back after cutting him in half, so possible.
All this doubt for the best Jedi in the council.
I know. LB, are you back? Because I don't want to go to Mike yet. LB, true or false? Windu landed on a speeder.
No, and I'm gonna let Mike handle the answer for me.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I on mute?
You were on mute. Yeah, I guess you were. My bad. But
did you hear my answer?
No. Right now, you just said no. I'm gonna let Mike handle it. But when I asked you prior, I didn't hear you.
Okay, that was my answer. Yeah. Okay.
He's like road pizza now. Okay, there's the only way he hit that speeder was right before his head hit the fucking concrete. He's dead. He's all over. Where was it? Naboo or no? It was Coruscant. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. He's dead. He's dead. I appreciated the fact, because purple is my favorite color. I appreciated the fact that he was the only Jedi that had a purple lightsaber. But I'm sure that orange person picked it up right after she picked up Anakin's lightsaber. So yeah, he's dead.
The orange person.
I like Murdoch J's comment here. He said, "Windu survived? Ain't no way."
And look, if Sidious can survive the explosion of a Death Star, and Maul can survive falling inside of a giant space station with no legs, these people, and Luke survived falling down that chute in Empire that should have easily killed him, but he survived.
Okay.
Sidious he's like the emperor of the Sith. He is like the ultra mega Sith. Mace Windu is nowhere near that. Yoda is more powerful than Mace Windu.
But Sidious is flesh and bone. That Death Star blew up. He should have been.
But as we saw in the masterpiece, The Last Jedi, clearly at least a Jedi could not FaceTime, but like zoom themselves to another planet and have a astral projection there and stuff like that. So why wouldn't it be possible for Sidious to take his essence and put it into a clone?
Hey, I'm not saying he couldn't, but like, come on. In the process of being electrocuted and blowing up, he's like, all right, let me force Skype myself to this next thing.
See?
If you were he said, I'm gonna email myself to this thing here. Email.
If you were gonna say that about Mace Windu, then I would believe that more than I would believe him surviving being tossed out the window after getting his arm.
I'm going off the Star Wars bad history of people surviving falls. If Maul and Luke and Sidious can survive this stuff,
do you know why Darth Maul survived? Fan service. He didn't land on the ground. He
Mhm.
landed on fan service. That's what it was. Because they realized how shitty they did him by having him show up
Yeah.
for what 5 minutes total in the movie, and it's clear he was the coolest thing about that movie. That's how bad that
He
movie
was.
was, by the way. When you have one character and you're like, oh well, the best thing about that movie was Darth Maul, the character that's only in it for 5 minutes and it gets killed at the end. Like, come on.
But what's so funny too is that solo scene, I think, confused a lot of people who hadn't
Mhm.
watched the Clone Wars. They were like, "What the hell is going on?"
Well, see, that
Um,
goes to like what LB was saying about nostalgia and all that. That was clearly nostalgia right there. And then there's people like wondering. There were people that were actually
He was
wondering
alive.
A, who that was, and then
Mhm.
B, if that was Maul, why was he there? So yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
definitely.
Chumar, I got a question. Did Rebels end before Solo came out?
No, I think
I think they
Rebels
went
is
after.
really close to the beginning of New Hope and
No.
Solo.
I'm talking about when the show ended. Did it end before Solo? Rebels?
I think it ended after.
I'm
Let me
sorry, I
see.
don't.
Ended after
Because if Rebels
Solo.
ended before Solo and they showed that, and Solo came out and they showed that post-credit scene of this dead character, is like,
Yeah, Rebels ended like a few months before Solo.
yeah, I don't know why they showed that scene because
Mhm.
Rebels pretty much is it of Maul ever.
General Grievous here seems like he
What's it
knows what he's
supposed to
talking
be?
about from his past comments. So he says, no, Rebels ended after Solo.
Okay, ended after. Okay.
But
still
I don't know
then,
when the episode aired.
Yeah, I don't even know why they
The-
still showed that because
I'll
Rebels
say-
Yeah, actually.
includes his
It says
character.
it right here. The finale of Rebels was March 5th, 2018, with family reunion and farewell part 1.
Yep.
Part 2,
and
I mean.
that's-
Solo came out
Okay.
May 2018.
Yep, the Rebels happened
Okay.
first.
They was like
It's
close.
just after. Just after. Okay.
Last thing before we go to the next question, I want to say that I think that if they would have known, or Filoni knew he would become like chief creative officer of Lucasfilm, he'd have not have killed Darth Maul. I think he just thought he had to. He would have he put her in put him in the same place he put Ahsoka in, World Between Worlds, and then they can come out together.
Yeah, I think so too. I think George Lucas is kind of more on board with killing people, and Dave Filoni's more on board with preserving them.
Yeah, that's why we'll see Cad Bane. Question 16,
Yeah,
Ahsoka
exactly.
Tano fan. True or false?
Mhm.
Yoda died celibate.
Oh, man.
Listen, he's
Oh
so
my
old.
god.
I know the rules are Jedis
hmm.
cannot mingle, but he's really an old person. And before he became a Jedi, maybe who's to say he wasn't out and about? And then he kind of learned the ways.
What happens on
Yeah.
Dagobah stays on Dagobah. Okay?
That's the answer.
He was definitely putting in some work in that swamp, because look, he lost his way. He lost his way a little bit. I would be shocked if he, hey, I want to feel good, and just made himself feel good.
Yeah, we don't know what he sees in that cave.
Not after having lived that long. I don't think he would have died celibate.
Any male being wouldn't go that long without having to, satisfy themselves somehow. We're men. It's what we do.
Is that true, LB?
And Yoda's a man too,
Huh?
and he is no different from any of us. So, yes,
Yeah.
he will die celibate.
You will be.
You know
Well-
what? I just can't like handle that visual. Put it in my head now.
I'm going to say true because Luke interrupted his final moments.
Oh, that was the moment all the game would have worked. He would have gotten that nice little.
Oh, that's why he was covering himself up under that blanket.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
it makes sense.
Stop it.
It all makes sense.
It goes
Judge
a
me
whole
by
new
my
meaning
size,
to
do
judge
you?
me by my size. Do you? Yoda might have clasped some cheeks before becoming the best Jedi of all time. Yoda and Yaddle, enough said.
Oh yeah,
What a-
Yaddle. That is
Yaddle.
No, hey, all right, the Yaddle
possible.
thing. This is what was happening. Yaddle was like, "Hey, Yoda, what's up?" And Yoda was so stuck in his Jedi ways, like, "Leave me." Every time she tried to Yaddle, I know Yaddle tried to get fresh with him, and Yoda's like, "Leave me." Like just being,
Yeah.
just all. I bet Yaddle was trying to get at Yoda, and Yoda was just so ignorant about his ways. Like, come on, man, love yourself. Go enjoy yourself and all that stuff.
You kill me. Question 17. True or false? The Clone Wars is a kids show. This is false.
False.
Yep. False.
False.
LB,
Honestly-
you want to
honest-
like ruin this and not be the guy who says false, or do you want to join the crew?
False. It's definitely not a kids show, like at all. Like it came on a kids channel, but it wasn't a kids show.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
if they tweak some things, the show can easily go on somewhere like Adult Swim.
Like
exactly.
the show. Go ahead, Jab.
Oh yeah, no, I was just agreeing. It's actually more of a mature show than people realize, but they may tone some things down in certain episodes, so like kids could watch. But it's definitely not a kids show, and they've had to even censor some scenes, like I think there's one scene with Ventress and the clone where she stabs the clone, then she gives him a kiss. It's kind of weird, but anyway, I'm pretty
The
sure
one in Mandalore where with the black saber, what's his name? Tarvisla kills Duchess Satine, right?
Darth Maul and in front of Obi-Wan, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then also Pre-Vizsla, Maul and Pre-Vizsla had a duel as well. Like, there's a lot of scenes like that where they actually censored when they put it on Disney Plus, I think.
Yeah.
Like there's
Like
one decapitation scene.
And even the stuff with the Night Sisters doing their voodoo stuff, like
if you watched it like when it first aired on the TV show on the whatever, I think Cartoon Network, like it
Yeah.
started out kiddie, but then it got a lot darker. I mean, throughout the series there were episodes where it was like real kiddie stuff, but like yeah, man, it went real dark quickly.
Well, I
Or
would
even
say it was
even
like-
that scene when sorry, no, you go first.
No, I was just gonna say I would see it being like the Batman the animated series and super like they're both audiences can enjoy it the same way they can take different things out of it. Whereas like the kids will see whatever and the grown-ups will see. So yeah, I don't think it was a kid show. I think it was an all ages show. I want to say that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, and there are some scenes that are kind of more like for adult audiences. And then one of my favorite scenes was when Ahsoka decapitated 4 Mandalorians. Like that was just a personal favorite of mine. But definitely scenes like that show, that it's not like a quote unquote kid show, which I think is the common misconception for animation.
You're 100% right when you say that. It's like the common misconception about animation, like, oh, you're watching the kids show. Like, no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Kayla, if they put the show on Adult Swim or something, we would definitely get like uncut scenes of the Duchess and Obi-Wan.
I think they
Anakin
did.
and Padme.
I think they did at a time. I think some episodes used to air on Adult Swim. I think they did. I could be wrong, but I remember some episodes airing on Adult Swim.
Does Cartoon Network own that?
Well, because Cartoon Network and Adult Swim they're together.
I don't know. We have Teletoon.
Well, it did used to air late at night. I remember that. I think it used to air
like it was late at night.
It used to air on CTV at first.
Are you talking about you're talking about the Clone Wars that was done by the guy that did Samurai Jack, or the proper Clone Wars?
Good
Oh,
question.
the 2008 one.
Yeah, not the movie one. They like the animate, not the first one, like the actual series that had like 6-7 seasons.
That's the second Clone Wars.
Yeah,
the first one.
Oh, you're
Was
talking about the 2003, right? Like the 2D animated one, 2003.
Yeah, that was the one that and it showed. In fact, actually, it had some pretty cool Mace Windu stuff in there too. He's the one that was actually responsible for making Grievous have that cough or whatever. That explained that.
Hey, that Clone Wars 2003 show. Now that's how people with force power should be. That's how they should be.
Mm-hmm.
The show was good.
They should
It
be
was
that
good.
OP, but they're not.
Yeah, but that one was pretty good too. Actually, I watched a little bit of that. I haven't finished it, but
Oh, you should watch. You should
Yeah.
watch that. That was really good.
yeah,
It's on Disney
I
Plus.
think I
isn't
will.
it?
I think I will.
That was way better than any of those prequel movies. Way better. Like if they made the prequel movies like that.
And question number 18. What do you rate the design of Black Krrsantan? 1 to 10. I would give that design a shockingly 9 out of 10.
Oh, the Black Wookiee.
Black Krrsantan.
Yeah, I call him Black Wookiee because he's a Black Wookiee. Black Wookiee.
LB, you're gonna love episode 2.
I give him a
You ruined
10.
everything.
I
You
give
give him a 10?
Because
Wow.
this is why. When they just gave me that, and I go back and look at a past Wookiee, you know, with a certain Wookiee that never got a medal, it just makes me just hate the previous Wookiee we got. Black Wookiee, now that's a real Wookiee. That's a warrior.
Yeah.
And for years we got Chewbacca, this skinny,
Yo, watch yourself.
lightweight.
Yeah, right. We
Watch
don't have
yourself.
to denigrate Chewbacca right
Black
now.
Wookiee,
Brown Wookiee lives matter.
Yeah.
Well, Black Wookiee, if Chewbacca shows up, that Black Wookiee is gonna freaking take his crossbow and mess up Chewbacca.
Chewie's gonna body that mother. Stop it. Stop it.
Chewbacca, go
Stop
ahead and
it.
work out. You know, you need to get ready because Black Wookiee is here. He's gonna ruin you. Black Wookiee's like 10.
Can Black Wookiees talk?
Hey, he doesn't need to talk. Him.
Yeah, he
grunting,
didn't make any sounds.
Yeah, him grunting and growling surpasses anything that Chewbacca ever did in his whole existence.
Wow.
He definitely does have
gets
like
a
a
9,
meaner
character
look.
design gets
Yeah.
a 10. Jasmine?
I would say probably a 9. Like he definitely had a striking look about him. You know, a lot more intimidating. And actually, the way he kind of looked at Boba, I definitely think there's going to be another showdown in the future. But yeah, I'd probably say a 9 because it was something different than we're used to seeing. What was that? Sorry?
I said probably some history between the two of them. Look like they
Mhm.
kind of knew each other, maybe. I don't know. But looks like there's
Maybe we'll see in the flashbacks. I don't know.
Chewbacca never got a medal because it was part of the Wookiee culture. They didn't care about material possessions like medals. I mean, but we don't consider episode 9 canon. Never mind. Chewbacca was cool, but the recent Wookiee was so swole, he could kill you just by looking at you. Yes. Mike, what number do you give this Wookiee?
I give him a 2. And I take exception to all this Chewbacca slander from DC Dots. I'm done with this, man. Do you know how they had to take out Chewbacca? They couldn't take Chewbacca out a normal way. They dropped the fucking moon on him, okay? It was an entire planet dropped on Chewbacca to take him out. So stop that with this stuff.
Black Wookiee.
2, and I'm being generous because it's Saturday.
Black Wookiee would have pushed the moon back.
Please.
With his presence. So let's not forget that.
Stop it.
Get you are not invited in Kashyyyk. Yes, LB?
So if this guy is Black Wookiee, is Chewbacca orange?
Or is he brown, right?
Well, Chewbacca he's going straight up black. Like he had black fur. So
he's brown. Just like Ahsoka.
Number 19. What makes Han different from the boys on Alderaan?
He did Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, I guess.
That's right. Yep.
He's alone, so he's solo.
And he's a no good, half-wit, good for nothing, scruffy looking nerf herder.
Nerf herder. Yeah.
That's, his appearance. He looked different. That's what Leia saw in this guy. She goes, "Whoa, no one looks this way." No, he's not like the boys from Alderaan.
So wait, did Han Solo have swag?
Yes, it was exotic to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole empire, their whole thing going on was about their relationship. It was about their relationship and what they're gonna do. Like, are we together or not? Like, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Han's over like, I don't really want to be here, blah blah blah, but I'll be here.
Yeah, she was like, "You're an amazing pilot. What do you mean? That's why we want you here." Yeah. He's not like those boys on Alderaan, right? LB. Don't be afraid to get mushy gushy. You never do, but what makes Han a little bit different?
What makes him different?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the boys on Alderaan are like. Maybe the boys on Alderaan are all black and she don't like black people. I don't know.
No, Gina Carano was a character from Alderaan, and that character was white. So no, not all Alderaanians look that way. Almost had me.
Wait.
That was a good one, actually.
Wait. So Gina Carano's character is what? She's about as old as she was around there when like Luke and them was doing their thing. So maybe her and Han got together when they was young. Who knows?
There's a little Cara Solo.
If they know each other, Han and Cara. That sounds nice. Han and Cara. Oh, it makes sense. They was together.
That was planned for the Solo sequel.
I know. Gina. I know. I wonder if I'll see her again. Probably not. Eh?
Nah, she ain't coming back. She went down the wrong rabbit hole.
I want to say that's one of the questions that I have planned over here. Maybe
Go
it's not.
for it.
You want to just jump to it? Fine.
Add
If I find
it as a bonus.
Let's do it.
Question. Where is it? We'll get to it. We're almost at the end of our thing. Oh yeah, here it is. It's here. It says, do John and Dave want Gina Carano back?
You got it, Opie.
Maybe.
I think from a character perspective, like I think she wasn't the greatest actress. I mean, she's gotten a lot better over the years, but I think what she brought to the character was good. But it's like all this stuff she said and whatever is like, why would you want that back? That's gonna bring like unwanted drama on set. Like I'm not even so much talking about her political beliefs and stuff, but like everything else, like she's alienated people. So why do you want that for a person who's not even major like that? You feel me? Like,
I don't think she has alienated that many people. I really don't think the people who she works with care that she said something on Instagram or changed her pronouns.
No, not
Twitter.
even that. Like the interviews and stuff. Like she's went full down a rabbit hole. You feel me? Like,
wait, do you mean with Ben Shapiro? That was after the fact, though. When
No,
that
that's what
was
I'm-
the only community that embraced her after she was
Yeah.
basically
But
exiled.
because that happens, that doesn't mean that you go full whatever community is accepting you.
She did not go full anyway. She was a normal, sane person in that interview. It's just that she mingled with someone
No,
who we
no.
would.
I'm not talking about. I don't have a problem with you doing an interview with Ben Shapiro, but it's like she went down a rabbit hole and she's believing and talking about a bunch of crazy stuff. Is like why does anyone want to be around that? Like,
Well, actually, like I heard a rumor that they did want her back. I don't know if that was just a rumor or not. I mean, it's a tough situation. Like, I don't usually talk like too much politics on my channel normally,
And
but
you don't have to now.
I
If
feel
you,
like-
if you think you're gonna regret it, you can keep your mouth.
Oh.
I mean, it's not even so much
well,
the
no,
political
it's
stuff.
not even that. It's just like I did like her character. I think that she brought a lot to the show. Like, I wouldn't mind actually seeing her back. I don't agree with everything she said. I don't know that she should have been fired necessarily. But I don't know, like, we only know what we see too, right? We don't know what has gone on behind the scenes. But I don't know. Like, personally, I wouldn't
Right.
mind seeing her back. So I don't know, like, John and Dave probably wouldn't mind maybe, but maybe they're afraid to go that route if, you know, for publicity reasons. They might think there's too much controversy. I don't know.
I mean,
But,
me.
yeah.
Well, honestly,
Anyway.
I thought her story was done. Like, I mean, when they said that she
Mhm.
wasn't the way they phrased it when they first said it, it was that there are no plans for Gina. I figured that, okay, well, you know, what's going to happen is they're going to take that year off for Boba Fett or whatever, and then when they come back, it's going to be all about the Mandalore Wars because there's going to be like, you know, Mando with the black saber and stuff like that, and she's not going to fit in there. So maybe she would have had that Ranger show or whatever it was. But as far as Mandalorian was concerned, she was done, and then the whole thing started with the Instagram and all that stuff, and then they went to where they went with it. But the way they made it seem, it was like, okay, well, you know, her character, her arc is done with as far as Mandalorian's concerned, and then, you know, wherever it was going to go from there. I
You
mean,
just
all
said
she-
Rangers
She
of the
was
New
supposed to have
Republic.
her.
well, I was
her
going to say, all she
show,
had to do is
Rangers.
start a burner account. If these things were that important to her to say, just start a burner account and, like, you know, like sign up as, like, you know, I don't know, Carano Gina or something, like, you know, I mean, so nobody would know. Like,
No, that's what
I mean,
Pablo Hidalgo did.
if it was that important to, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. So refresh me on these posts she was making. I don't fully remember. I just remember
Yeah,
the
it's been a long
interviews
time.
and like I remember the interview she was doing and she was all that stuff. I remember those things, but like these posts, like wasn't they related to like Nazi Germany comparing?
The quote, I'm not going to quote it correctly, but it said, before the people in Germany were just rallying up the Jews, there was a period where they dehumanized them and separated them from regular society and treated them like others. Kind of saying something like that. And then she said at the end of her thing, how is that any different from hating someone for who they voted for or something like that? And I
Well, is what the
don't
election.
think... What's that?
Oh no! Oh, sorry. I was trying to remember what that was about. What you're saying, yeah. But
Yeah,
continue
she
what you're saying.
compared the right wing, left wing kind of divide that we have now to what happened
Mhm.
there. I read that and I go, this is informative. This is helpful. Maybe this will make everyone not want to hate our neighbors and whatnot. They read it as, when I say they, Lucasfilm, sensitive babies on the internet, read it as, she just compared it to the Nazis. And I'm like,
All right,
I don't
so-
think that way, man. I
so,
did a video
like,
on it too, if you guys want to check it out.
this
But
is
I
my
did.
thing.
That's what they do all the
Yeah,
time.
This is my thing, Chillmonger. Like, all right, what you based off of what you're saying? The right wingers, they love comparing every single thing to Nazi Germany. Like, people
You're
need
right.
to stop using Nazi Germany and the Holocaust and stuff like terrible things that have happened to compare to what's going on currently. Like, it's not the same. It's just ridiculous. And like Jasmine said earlier, we don't know what happened behind the scenes and stuff like that. So like, I'm just basically going off of what happened publicly. And like, for people that like don't know, like, everyone isn't liberal people. Like, people can work together supporting whatever they want. It's fine. But like, after this stuff, like, she posted that, right? That's what you just said. And then like these interviews where she's just all this stuff she's saying, whatever.
Oh, it's a
Like,
post.
people could be uncomfortable working around people like that now that they know this is happening. Like,
But how do
That's
her
amazing.
co-stars feel about it? Because I think
They've
there
never
was a
spoken up
couple-
about it. They've never said
Did
it. The
Bill
only people
Burr
we've
say
ever
something?
seen
I
do
thought-
anything was Lucasfilm on a tweet where they just said, like, she's actually not under contract. And everyone said they fired
Yeah.
her. She was just not under contract, guys. She was going to be under contract for Rangers of the New Republic, but she wasn't.
They
That's-
canceled.
I basically did a video saying that. I don't want to repeat it, but let's read what Mike just put on the screen. Thank you for bringing this up. Jews were beaten in the
Mhm.
streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? I read this and I have no beef and no quarrel against this. This is something like we have history to learn from it. That's
I
all.
mean, and
Yeah.
not to get too deep down in the history, but like, this is also, like I just mentioned, this is my problem with right wingers and this stuff they use. They distort what actually happened or what is happening. Like, with this, like, I mean, there's a lot in this quote, but it's like, okay, back then that whole started because people were making things up. Like, they were saying, oh, Germany won World War One. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, making things up and distorting the truth. Like, this is what this quote is doing. This is like,
Which part
Well, actually, like
specifically?
the one thing. Oh, no, you guys go ahead.
Yeah, which part specifically is making things up and distorting? Because I don't see it.
Like, okay, she's saying history is edited, and most people today don't realize to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews. The government first made their own neighbors. Okay, she's saying that. Why were they doing all of this? Because
What, editing
they was-
history?
No, she's saying the government, right?
They made you hate the Jews first because the
Right.
government was evil back then. Yes. Okay.
Right. She's using that, and she's trying to act like the left wing is doing this right today, right?
Okay. So mainstream media is left wing. Hollywood is left wing, right?
Right. So this is what I'm saying.
happening.
Like, she's trying to say that's what is happening, right? But
I
it's
do feel like it's happening. I feel like every late night talk show is ostracizing the right wing. That's happening.
I mean, honestly, they should be like the
I
right
want
wing. Like, currently, the right wing
It's nuts.
are acting like January 6th was not a thing. So this is what I'm getting at with Gina. It's like, you're going against what left wingers are saying. Like, okay, whatever. There are some crazy left wingers out there, but like, you're supporting people that have no problem with somebody saying the election was stolen. Have no problem saying January 6th wasn't a thing. It's like, huh? You're on the wrong side here, buddy. You're supporting people who are cool with coups happening.
Was this before the election was stolen stuff? I don't think so.
All this was last year. So like, yeah, this was all
After,
because
I think.
because she was saying this was last year. This was last year. So it's like after a year.
But
But it's
the one
like-
thing I will say too, though, is like I like even having discussions like this because you both are raising points, like fair points for discussion. I kind of
You should see our vaccine.
like, regardless
talks.
of how. Oh, I know that's like a hot topic now too, right? But I just think like
Does your workplace
an important
mandate it?
thing. Oh, yeah, like a lot of places do, in Ontario. Well, actually, yeah, in Canada. and around the world. It's a very it's a contentious topic, but I just think that I gotta say I want to still be able to have conversations, like whether it's about that, whether it's about what Gina was saying, and and she's made posts before that I don't agree with, with like BLM and stuff like that, but I don't know that she's ever said anything that warrants her getting fired necessarily.
Yeah.
To me, I think to take, or not fired or not under contract, to
Yeah,
take
I
a
get you.
stance like that, to me, they have to actually say some type of slur or something. Because even the two of you read that post kind of differently, right? So it's generating discussion, right? But I don't think she said anything that warrants her being fired, and I think that just kind of goes for other topics as well. I don't want us to necessarily turn into a society where we can't talk about certain things. So regardless of how you feel about even what she said, whether you think it's crazy, whether you think she makes some points, should that have gotten her actually fired / no longer under contract? I don't think so. I think they should probably reserve those things for actual slurs, if she said the N-word or something, or if they actually did something committed assault. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just kind of as far
Right.
as
So let me add on to that. And Gina, I think when I made the video when she talked about when she interviewed with Ben Shapiro, I think I said something like, Gina, you need to read the room. You working in an industry where there are a lot of Jewish people. They don't want to hear about comparing stuff to Nazi Germany. But with that said, yes, it's important to
hold on a minute now. She was comparing it to the beginning of Nazi Germany, which is not the same type thing. This was the beginning where the government was making behavior.
But people, I'm saying, she needs to read the room with stuff like that. And also, there's nothing wrong with having discussions, right? Everyone's not going to agree on everything. But the problem we're having now is, okay, we have one side of the country, of the United States, that are believing complete lies, right? I understand there are people on the left that be saying crazy stuff, but there's a difference between what people on the left are saying and doing versus people on the right.
Bro, they both say pretty ridiculous stuff
let me finish. You can say all the ridiculous things on the left, right? But nobody on the left is attacking U.S. capitals. No one on the left is saying elections are stolen.
Okay.
They're not doing that. So that's the problem with the discussion. If you're going to have a discussion, have a discussion on things that are actually true, right? Not based on falsehood, fear-mongering, scare tactics, or whatever they're doing on the right.
COVID is a lot of fear-mongering, scare tactics. Get this shot just so you can be, allowed to visit these places. But then, in Ontario, everything is closed, even if you did get the shot. So what was the fear-mongering for? It sounds like they're trying to sell a drug to you. There's people on the left who believe ridiculous things about the shot. They think, now that I got the vaccine, I'm immune from COVID. Can't get it no more. They believe that. That's preposterous.
If people believe that, that's just dumb, because
they would be following what Rochelle Walensky said. That's the CDC director.
Hold on. No, it was the vet. We're gonna get into this forever.
Yeah, we are. I don't want to do it. Let's continue the show.
What I'm essentially saying is,
right,
a vaccine for respiratory system, it's not a 100% cure thing, and it wasn't promoted that. People who went with that, people with that gimmick and thinking that it's silly.
I think it. Well, I think they have changed a little bit. Well, I don't know what it's like in the States though. But in Canada, they kind of implied in the beginning that it would be if you get it, you pretty much won't have to. If you get the shot, you won't have to worry about contracting the virus. I think Biden might have said that actually.
He did say it, and he
but I guess
misspoke,
things changed too.
The thing
it's more
is,
of a focus on severe illness now. Yeah.
The thing is,
thank you, Trinity.
The thing is with things is people also need to remember. Things evolve, things change based on information you get. It's that
doesn't mean you get to make something up and then change it when you're proven wrong.
No. What I'm saying here is, just because someone said something 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 18 months ago, and then things change, it doesn't mean you're lying, you're making things up and stuff things. No, it doesn't. Things change. No. What I'm saying here is, when you get more data, when you get more information, when you learn more things about certain things in life, it's okay to change your mind. It doesn't mean you're lying.
Okay. The reason why things didn't change, which is the main thing I'm rejecting from your, little statement you just said is because not true. It's just it was an unknown whether or not having this shot would prevent or having spike protein antibodies would prevent an infection, but they said it did. What you said was true was yes, data was presented and they understood that, okay, no, this shot does not prevent infections. I'm saying they went out and took a shot in the dark and just said that it did. Nothing changed. They just guessed incorrectly.
Oh, you mean like so they probably should have waited for more like data to come out?
Who specifically said if you get vaccinated, you can't get coronavirus?
I want to say Dr. Fauci definitely said it, but
present that information that somebody said if you get vaccinated, you cannot get coronavirus.
Okay,
I
will
think,
show you.
I think Biden might have said that.
Because
I think I remember him saying that.
Because it's just like getting the flu shot. Just because you get the flu shot, it doesn't mean you can't get the flu.
The flu shot does actually immunize, and it does give you the protein antibodies for a whole flu.
I've said this to you before.
The COVID vaccine gives you the spike protein antibodies, and that's what makes those two shots different. They actually promise immunization.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is, you can get the flu shot, and you can still get the flu.
I get that's what I'm saying. But that makes it sound like they have the same defense against the virus.
This is what I'm
saying.
Listen. This is what I'm saying to you, and I've said this to you before. I guess you don't look this stuff up. What I'm saying to you is, just because you get vaccinated, doesn't mean it's 100% effective.
But what percent effective?
Like I said to you before, the flu shot is probably like
percentage.
Listen.
You're answering. Sorry, the flu shot percentage.
Listen. Like I'm saying, the flu shot is around 50%.
Okay.
You can still get the flu after getting the flu shot. Like the COVID vaccine isn't 100%. There's no.
What number is it though? What number is it?
Listen, God, there's no 100% vaccine out there.
But the flu shot,
you can get the measles shot and still get the measles.
Hey man, you answered the first part. We're comparing the shots. Flu shot 50% effective. I don't even know if that's true or not, but I'm taking your word for it.
No,
tell me the COVID shot.
This is what I'm getting at.
You're not answering.
Listen to me.
Yep.
We've talked about this a few times. And I keep telling you about the flu shot, and you don't look this stuff up. So it's like you're not looking this stuff up. So why am I saying these things for no reason?
Okay, I'll look up the Rochelle Walensky quote where she says that it is
I asked to present this information where they said you can't get coronavirus if you get the coronavirus. Like, they don't even say that about the flu shot or any vaccine.
I mean, wait a minute. Can we get back to the 50? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going back to the question show where we talked about Gina Carano, which sounds like Corona. Maybe that's why we're on that for so long.
That's where we got it from.
Question 20: is Crosshair redeemable? The Bad Batch clone?
No, I haven't seen Bad Batch, so I don't know.
You're still here?
Oh,
by the way, somewhere in between that, Sean Avery, all the way from freaking BC.
Canada himself. These Canadians are taking over the stream.
I know, right? Why do we have?
We improve it.
Exactly. Let's keep you guys up top, and we can have the Americans down there.
Well, at least there's 3 Americans down here from the best.
I haven't seen Bad Batch, so I don't know.
Yes, he's not redeemable.
You don't think he's redeemable? I feel like he had a little point. Like, you guys kind of left me. You didn't even check for me. You just assumed I was gone. Like, it made it sound like he's not a softie. He's not going to word himself properly, but. You guys left him, and he kind of has reason. We don't even know if he acted that way because of the chip or because of the abandoning. I think Crosshair is redeemable, and it's a story I'd like to see continue in season 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Like, because even when he first kind of went to the dark side, we had these assumptions about him. We never really saw things from his perspective until they reunited again, and he was saying how he felt like they abandoned him. So I don't know, it's possible that we could see him end up joining them again, but I think it might take a while. Like, I don't know how many seasons of the Bad Batch they're planning on having. I don't know if next season's the last one or not, but whenever that is, I think it might take a while, like maybe towards the end of the season before we see that happen. But I think it's possible that he is redeemable.
Wait, well, can you give me a quick gist of what they did to this Crosshairs guy? And I can give you an answer based off this outside.
You haven't seen it now. If you haven't seen it now.
I mean, if it's like a super long explanation, then you don't need to. If you can give like a simple explanation of what happened, I can give you an answer.
His chip, like basically, his chip was kind of acting up / malfunctioning, like basically, which made him want to execute Order 66 and turn against the clones. And then I guess instead of going to help him, the Bad Batch kind of had to leave, go on their own thing. Crosshair went to join the Empire. But then we didn't really look at them as abandoning him until he brought it up, I feel like.
Oh, wait.
I guess he kind of looks at...
So Crosshair didn't want to go to the Empire. His chip kind of forced him to do it because it malfunctioned. And he's mad at the Bad Batch for not rescuing him and trying to help rehabilitate him.
Something like that. Like, kind of right off the bat, when Order 66 was declared, he was kind of... Yeah, he was, like, trying to execute it. Yeah, like, I don't think he was, even for a moment, fighting against it, right? Like, he kind of just right away wanted to kill Kanan, I think. Pretty sure I remember correctly.
I'm trying to remember now. Okay.
Yeah, it was that scene where the young Kanan.
Crosshair's removed his chip, right? I think he removed the chip because they were talking about.
He said he did.
Because they said to him, because Hunter said they could remove it for me. He said I removed it. Okay. So my thing is, he's all up in his feelings over being left behind, right? When he's programmed to do these missions and all this stuff, and they already know what the mission is. So why are you in your feelings when you know that's something that could happen to you? Like, you could get left behind during a mission. Like, what are you in your feelings about? So
I don't know. They're brothers though.
If they're soldiers, they have a mission.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Good followers.
Like he said. So there he goes. He kept saying that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if good soldiers follow orders, and if one of you get hurt or left behind, and you have a mission to complete, they're supposed to stop this mission and go get you because, man, like, stop it, Crosshairs, bro. And then he did all this stuff. No, he's not redeemable, bro. Like, you should have been a good soldier that followed orders from the get go, and then you wouldn't be upset about this.
But actually, at LB, I can't remember. I forgot for a second that he actually removed his chip already. That's crazy, yeah. Because that basically changed the whole thing, because we thought that Crosshair was doing it because he didn't have a choice. But he actually did have a choice. That was a brain cramp on my part.
21 is, did Bib Fortuna, I hope Sean Avery, I hope you watched, did Bib Fortuna deserve better? Remember when he died at the end of Mandalorian Season 2?
Nah, he was a slimy rat, just like Jabba.
Slimy rat.
Glad he got what he got.
He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, I never seen him do nothing bad, but it's like, you roll with Jabba. Jabba freaking sacrificed that slave girl just because she didn't want to dance no more. I'm like, man, you a slimy rat too. You guilty by association. Get out.
No, it's like, has anybody seen the Mommy 1999? You know that one guy?
Oh yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, he died at the end from like getting trapped in the tomb or whatever.
Benny, yeah, he's Benny.
Yeah, that's what I think of him as.
Okay.
Huh? And the thing with him is, Bib Fortuna didn't really win it. He kind of, okay, Jabba's gone. I'm just gonna take my seat right here.
Yeah, he just kind of stepped in there like, oh well, he did. I'm here. Finders keepers, losers weepers. That's what it was.
I think you have to be prepared for that too when you live that kind of life, that anybody could just kind of come for your spot at any moment.
Right.
I guess Boba included, but that's why you have to be prepared to defend what you have earned, or taken, because nothing is guaranteed. Someone more powerful than Boba can come along and do or try to do the same thing to him, right? So I think Bib Fortuna kind of had to be prepared for that.
Mike Porter says, poor Bib. Does Mike from Rogue Comics agree with this? Mike? Did Bib Fortuna deserve better, Mike? He is still with his customer. Mike, what's Mike's last name? Mike. Do you guys know Mike's last name? K-Dot?
He is Mike, the MCU Godfather.
Whatever, man. Anyways, he has a comic shop in Connecticut, and that's where he is talking to us from right now. So that's why he's not here. You know what we're gonna do?
Oh, the other Mike.
Yeah, the other Mike. I'm just gonna remove him from the stream, and then he'll say in the private chat when he wants back. Question 21: did Bib Fortuna deserve better, LB?
No.
Easy. 22. When has Star Wars peaked? I'm gonna answer this. You can interpret. Sean?
Said original trilogy. That's it. Down.
I think that if you're looking at it from a story perspective, you can answer it that way, and then subjectively true. When you think of it box office wise, it's a different answer. For me, I feel like Star Wars has always gained momentum, where more fans were created. Hey, word of mouth grew, and then by the time we get to Phantom Menace, that did create more fans, and I feel like it was still on the up and up until we get to. I guess Rogue One was Christmas of that year, and even like what Rogue One's making $1 billion. This is great.
Mhm.
I think Last Jedi is the peak of Star Wars, and
Yeah,
we have
'cause-
not gone
I
higher.
mean, the
yet.
downfall.
If you look at it like this, definitely, I would
Okay.
say the prequels simply because you go through that whole decade up until those 2 decades up until the Force Awakens. All those videos we were talking about, all this EU stuff, which is kind of technically spawned from the prequel stuff because they elaborate more. And all those videos on YouTube, he was just talking about Star Wars and stuff. That's really from the prequel stuff. Because if we just got the original trilogy, I doubt all this extra content would have came out the way it did if they didn't try to add in more movies to flesh things out.
Okay, let me interject.
Mhm.
I'm not saying you.
The-
I'm not saying the original trilogy
the
didn't do
EU
nothing.
was around before the prequels. Did you say
Oh,
that?
no. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying when the prequels came out, which added a lot more lore to Star Wars.
Oh, got you. I
Then
understand.
all these extra stories that people, because for a while we didn't have nothing about Star Wars up until The Force Awakens, and all the stuff in the EU, I think really spawned from the prequel stuff because the prequels got deeper into the Jedi, the Sith, Lord, and all that stuff. And we got Mara Jade, all these other Jedis and Siths and whatnot, and all that. But I think all that really spawned from prequels.
That's actually a fair point. Yeah, and actually, what do you guys mean when you say peaked? Do you mean peaked in terms of when it
however
got
you
to be
wanna
the most
interpret it.
powerful, or
If you
Yeah,
want to
well, I guess-
talk about power, if you want to talk about money, or if you want to talk about what you liked, go ahead, answer however you want.
well, I guess in terms of money / power, you'd probably have to argue when the sequel trilogy first came out because that was really marking a transition period where, well, I guess yeah. So Disney was taking over, which is good or bad depending on how you look at it. But that was kind of, I think, the beginning of an era where we're going to get so much more Star Wars content and see the story kind of move forward. Whereas before we're kind of, we weren't really seeing the story advance. We kind of went back to the prequels, and then there weren't any movies or anything for 10 years. So in a way it peaked then, but then with me, I'm kind of biased in terms of like content and whatnot. Like I really love the Clone Wars. I'm going to argue that it peaked there because it introduced a lot of great characters that we're now seeing being used in the story later on in the timeline, like Ahsoka, like Cad Bane, all these characters that we never got to see before. So
Well, let
that's
me
just
throw a
me. I'm
wrench in
biased,
that
though.
logic, though, because when you say that,
Okay.
the Clone Wars had a season 7, which took maybe like what 5-6 years in between. So,
Yep.
do you
Mhm.
mean the first ending of Clone Wars, or are you including the second ending of Clone Wars?
So like depending on like the seasons, well, because the last season would have taken place coincided with the movie too, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say probably when it first started because that's when we were introduced to everybody. But then the end was also like some really really stellar content, and that was kind of when it really tied in to the movies and coincided with Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, I know that's a tough one actually because it kind of spanned across like a long time, right? So yeah, that's just my opinion.
Mike, when was Star Wars peaked?
When? What do you mean? When was Star Wars? When did Star Wars peak?
Yeah. However you want to read that. If you think I'm talking about quality of films, then go ahead, answer it that way.
Well,
Why'd you ask him that? You know he's about to trash the prequels.
1998 was the best year.
This is when Star Wars peaked. It was after this where it started going off the cliff, because after that came those ridiculous prequels. I mean, I'll even throw in the 2 Ewok movies, the TV movies. That was superior to whatever came after as far as Star Wars is concerned. Once this happened, the way you see how they're smiling, see how there's actually a smile on Harrison Ford's face. Like, you know how hard that is to get, like especially when he's playing Han Solo, like, and they had him smiling there. That's how happy he was. And then after that, they decided, I don't know how many years later, to bring them all back and murder all of them. They made Han a deadbeat dad. They made Luke someone who didn't care about the Jedis at all. I mean, so yeah, that was it right there.
Yeah.
Done.
That's a fair point. Minus the Ewoks. I did not like the Ewoks.
You know, I would even, the Ewoks. I mean, the original plan was to have Wookiees. It was supposed to be on their planet, whatever, Kashyyyk, however you say it.
I heard they had to sell those toys.
But they decided to. Well, dude, like, okay, when you see the people, well, the
Ewoks are better anyway.
When you see them fighting the Empire, that is the David versus Goliath kind of thing. I mean, Wookiees, I mean, come on. Chewbacca once ripped the arm off somebody who was cheating at that holographic chess thing. So, is that really, that's not really a fair fight. I would be afraid for the Empire in that situation, okay? But seeing them against the Wookiees, that was a thing where they, oh shit, they might not win. The Empire might actually win. So yeah, no, it's just.
And if you go off the extra lore,
fair enough.
Wasn't the Wookiees, even in the main canon, like technically enslaved by the Empire for the most part? And they used them to build the Death Star because they're so strong.
To build the Death Star,
like slave labor and stuff.
Well, I know they had it wasn't.
Were they used?
I can tell you this though: in the Rogue One movie, we didn't see any Wookiees on set, and that is 23. Did Rogue One handle the Death Star weakness well?
I didn't even answer the question.
When has Star Wars peaked, LV?
Man, this guy fucking passed on over.
Because he had the segue, and I'm like, let me just get to it. My bad.
All right. So I'd say popularity-wise, I would say I wasn't alive, but based off of what I've seen from the Star Wars documentaries, I'd say after the first Star Wars movie, popularity-wise.
Really? 77 was the peak of Star Wars before we got Yoda even.
Yeah. I would say based off of the Star Wars documentaries I've seen, the popularity and stuff. Because even when the Empire Strikes Back came out, people consider it the best movie, but popularity-wise and box office-wise, it was down. But quality-wise, for me, I'd agree with what Ahsoka Tano fan said. Clone Wars, for me, that was peak Star Wars.
Okay. Let me get you early this time, LB. I want to know, did Rogue One handle the Death Star weakness well?
No, because Rogue One didn't handle anything well. and they used nostalgia again to make you forget that the movie was not good.
I guess you're not hyped for Andor, huh?
Man, don't look. If you don't get me started on that, so just move on to someone else.
Chill. The only weakness that Rogue One did not handle well. Well, the one weakness they showed with Vader. This guy does not know how to properly use the Force. When chasing the Death Star plans, he's just he can easily force pull them to him. He's just slashing these dudes. I'm like, use the Force.
But the scene wouldn't have been as epic though.
But see, I kind of wish it didn't show that because now it's canon that Vader could have easily grabbed the Death Star plans with the Force and he just literally did it. I wonder what he told Sidious. They were very powerful. I'm sorry, Master. They were too
it's funny. Y'all were talking about nostalgia. This is one of the biggest examples of using nostalgia. I mean, I didn't mind Rogue One. In fact, I liked it because they actually surprised me because I did not think that Disney would allow a movie to come out before Christmas where they wholesale slaughtered the entire cast. Even the droid got it too. They killed everybody. I'm like, you know what? Maybe somebody will get off planet and then do the whole Yoda exile thing on another. Nope, all dead. They murdered all of them right before Christmas. I'm like, wow, is this what's going to happen with Disney doing this? Well, but that was this we knew. I mean, there was nowhere else to go unless they did exile somebody. But then at the end, they're like, oh look, here's Darth Vader, and he's walking down a hallway, and he's like, stop, just no.
You know what? I can't hold it in. Why does Andor have a show?
I know. I'm with you.
Because I was kind of wondering that too.
He was a fan favorite to 5 people.
No, he was not a
Kathleen
fan
Kennedy.
favorite. That's
I-
it. He was a
enjoyed his
Kathleen
part.
Kennedy fan favorite. That's it.
It was Kathleen
I like
Kennedy.
Diego
it was
Luna.
Kathy.
I don't know.
Oh God,
Like,
Diego Luna.
Look, I
Why
I'm
did
not
he
here-
have a Spanish, kind of accent?
Look,
It's very
Brad,
bizarre.
I'm not being hyperbolic here.
Representation, man.
I'm
Oh,
not
you're
being
right.
hyperbolic here, but I'm just going to say, no one asked for an Andor TV show. No one.
I know. I'm not
No
even
one.
going to be subscribed to my Disney Plus. I'll let it go for that 10-week span.
Actually, LB, I'm
What if the
pretty sure
surprise
Diego
is that-
Luna's mom asked for it.
No, she
So-
didn't either. She like
I hope it's
look,
right.
look,
Not maybe
listen.
a
Listen, she saw the premiere with her son, right? And when it ended, she ain't even talk about the movie. They talked about Thanksgiving dinner. They talked about everything else.
Thanksgiving dinner coming freaking 10 months
Hey,
later. Or 11 for you.
Hey, LB, Diego look at his mom like, Mom, what you think? His mom stopped him like, don't talk about it. Don't ever talk about it. Don't mention it. I will disown you. Don't say nothing.
No, check
Let's talk about this Thanksgiving.
check this out. When the credits were rolling, right? Andor's mom, Diego Luna's mom, right, set her phone to vibrate at a certain time so they wouldn't have to talk about it. She could act like she's talking on the phone.
Hey, John's Comics with Kids.
Poor Cassian Andor.
You really, Charlie really influenced me. You guys are not going to understand this, but yeah, I had to go and get that cream cheese with the strawberry topping. It's finished now. That's why it's outside of the fridge right now. But yeah.
You could probably
I mean,
sell that
but-
on eBay
but-
for God knows how much, dude. Because
Sure.
apparently there's a cream cheese shortage.
Killmonger, to me, the Death Star always had the
I
I mean,
obvious
not
weakness.
here, but
But at least in A New Hope, they made it a. Wait. In A New Hope, when they're flying down that pathway to get to the where Luke had to shoot the thing at, was there guns on the side shooting at them, or was it just Vader and them in
The
ships?
guns, yeah, there were guns, and then they stopped them when Vader and the other two TIE fighters were going
Okay.
after them.
I mean, the Death Star always had an obvious weakness. I mean, it's a big hole. You just drop something in there and blow it up. But like, the Death Star has security. Like they had all the pilots and stuff, and they needed a lot of pilots there to help them out. So, it's not like it was an obvious weakness, but it was protected.
You're
And
muted.
plus the security
Oh,
didn't know that there was a hole there
I think
to
you're
be
muted.
protecting. Am I still muted?
No.
No, we hear
Oh,
you.
sorry. Never mind. It was just me. Yeah, I can hear you now.
You
Okay.
are muted.
But yeah, it wasn't my bad. But like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he did a really good job. The father of freaking Jin, he did a good job of putting in that little hole there. The writers did a good job of masking the flaw or the like head scratcher of the first movie. Rod is in the building. Hello, Rod. Rod, I'm gonna have you on for one of these MCU things. I don't know if
And
you're a
to be
Star Wars
fair-
guy, but MCU, I'm definitely using you, Rod. Yeah,
To be
Jada, go
fair,
ahead.
the Death Star. I mean, wait, it's as big as a moon, and it's as big as a planet, basically. Probably a small planet, a moon, or whatever. But not everybody's gonna know the floor plan. Like at my job, I don't even know the floor
No.
plan in my place. I have to like go to the map of the building to see where certain landmarks
Called
are
the
at.
blueprint, not a map.
K-Dot, I know the map of your bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. You have the bunk bed behind you. You have that weird stuffy toy behind you. Yeah, come on, get it together. You should know your job's blue on map out.
Hey, for all we know, you shoot from your bedroom too with a little black curtain.
I shoot from the lonely cave. Get it right.
Yeah, right. Oh man, Sean Avery, let's go. I don't know if you're in your bedroom or not, but did Rogue One handle the Death Star weakness well?
well, I am right now, and did it handle the weakness well? Well, I actually kind of liked Rogue One. I'd only give it like an average rating, but it was my favorite out of all them. I liked all the characters, even if we knew they were gonna die. I liked all the acting, the visuals, all that. When it comes to that, though, that was easily the weakest part of it, how they handled that. So I'd say no.
Okay, moving on. Question number 5. Daniel LaRussa versus Chirrut Imwe. That's the I'm one with the force with me guy.
Wait, I have to say one thing. I haven't seen the Cobra Kai season 4 finale yet. So there's no spoilers for that.
They all die.
In case anyone brings it up.
Hold on, ain't Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid?
Yes.
Yeah,
Cobra
but also
Kai
Cobra
is a
Kai's the
show.
reboot, yeah.
Yeah, and there's an extremely crazy lag with Jasmine. I don't know if anyone else notices it.
Oh,
where
yeah.
we hear her on time, but the way her video works is way off. So I'm gonna remove you, then add you back and see if that helps.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, Pat
Oh, I thought she was
Morita
just using
comes
the
back from
Godzilla
the
filter.
dead and he kills everyone in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I give it to the.
Can you guys see me here? It's still lagging.
Yeah, it's still lagging.
Why is it lagging?
I give it to the blind man who should have been a Jedi, but whatever.
LaRusso, all the way.
Danielson.
Yes.
I don't watch
better?
the show, but I know that Jasmine does. It's not better, but we can go with just hearing you.
Why do you not watch the show?
Sorry.
I just didn't get into it. I know it's great though.
Wow.
Is that nice?
It's pretty good, yeah.
She's not lagging to me.
Damn.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
she's good. I mean,
Is it better now?
Yeah,
it's
now
not
it is.
lagging.
I think it's better now, right? I'm not lagging.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So what's your answer?
God, okay, I'm gonna go with the Star Wars guy. I like Daniel too, but yeah, I mean, he relies on the Force. You know, you can't really beat that. So.
And he did what he shot down that X-wing and he couldn't see. He used the freaking wind or whatever. It's dumb, but hey, he shot down an X-wing. He was blind. Oh, he's better than Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Not even Hawkeye could do that.
Man, let me
Yeah,
ask you
he's
this.
got like special abilities.
Let me ask you this, Chillmonger. Did you know that was his name, the Chirrut Imwe guy?
Absolutely not. I had to go and search up Rogue One cast.
You're good. I don't feel bad.
Exactly.
I didn't know either.
I don't even think they said his name in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you know his name, Mike? Because you made your screen name I Am One with the Force.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
he's lying.
They didn't say his name, right? In the
Yeah,
movie?
no, they said it once or twice.
did?
Yeah, once or twice.
Okay.
He
I
was
thought
actually
Star Wars
the
is the
best- he
one
was the best
franchise that would do that, not say the
You
name.
you were just too busy paying attention to Andor, Cassian Andor. That's what it was.
Yeah, man.
No, but I
that he
knew what
plays
you were
on
going to say,
series.
LB. Best character.
I've never had such an experience watching Andor in my life. Like, wow.
Maybe it'll surprise us. Never know.
Cobra Kai was good, says Rod. Question
Yes, it
number
was.
two.
Yeah, Cobra Kai is really good. Yeah.
The next
You
question.
should watch it, Chillmonger.
There's a lot of things I should watch, including like Boruto and other stuff.
Oh, skip that Japanese stuff. Don't do Cobra Kai.
Chillmonger, you do not need to watch Boruto.
Don't even. Don't
You
even.
should watch
Anyway,
Dragon Ball Super though.
the manga narrative is really getting ridiculous at this point.
Oh
and it
my
needs to
gosh!
stop.
Like, here you go
It needs to
slandering
stop.
manga again.
26. Who has the best genetic enhancements of the Bad Batch? So there's Hunter, who's got like the sensory abilities. There's Crosshair. We mentioned his vision is peak. We've got Wrecker, enhanced strength. I don't think Echo has any enhancements except like he's a machine. But who's the intelligent one?
Tech.
Yeah, there's Tech.
I think.
I think the best. Wrecker looks bizarre, so no, you're not getting. I don't want those. But the powers I would want is the leader, Hunter. Hunter is the best of the Bad Batch.
What about
Omega
Omega?
counts, doesn't she? Is she part of the Bad Batch?
What is Omega's
She has
power?
like the raw genetic material from Jango Fett. Only her and Boba Fett have it.
Yeah. So
as far as we know,
she-
that's her skill.
What was her power? I forgot.
I think she's force sensitive. I think,
Well, that hasn't been confirmed.
but I don't want to be wrong.
one
So if
of the
someone finds
rumors-
this video a year from now and they're gonna be like, Killmonger was wrong. It's totally Omega." I'm gonna say Omega. She was the best one. You didn't tell
Yeah,
your
she's-
back home friends.
Yeah, no, Omega is pretty cool. I don't know. See, I don't know if she actually has a specific power / skill though, or if she just has the pure raw genetic material from Jango Fett. That's what they told her, but I don't know. Like, I was kind of under the impression that was her special thing, but
Because she's a female, she's got to be different than Boba is, which means there's a little bit of sprinkling midichlorians in there.
Stop the
Maybe.
midichlorian.
I know I said the trigger word. I'm sorry.
everything's possible.
And not for nothing, I do appreciate the fact that what you guys are talking about, but you're talking about the pure genetic stuff from Jango Fett as if that's something that somebody would actually want. Jango Fett was a trash bounty hunter. He kept getting his ass bodied by everybody he fought in that trash movie Attack of the Clones. So I don't even know why they would even base an entire clone army on him. He's
He was
trash.
he kicked Obi-Wan's ass. He
He's
did.
trash. He's trash.
They were
Kicked his
very
He
ass.
had to hire
effective.
somebody. He had to hire somebody to take out Padme because he couldn't do it himself. Like, are you serious? Like,
Mike,
what bounty
Mike,
hunter
there's
does
a reason.
that?
I have a reason.
Stop. There is no reason.
There is. I have one. Jango Fett respects women, and he didn't want to be a guy. So he hired a woman to take out another woman. That's why.
Stop it. That's ridiculous.
No, it makes perfect sense. You know, he's 2022, bro. Come on.
But that movie didn't come out in 2022.
Well, it was 2000 and whatever time it came out in. You know, times
It was
different.
that woke.
Yeah, see,
Pre-woke. Yeah. Trash.
Yeah, I don't know who has the best. They're all pretty good.
Hunter.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go with Tech, maybe.
Because you like the
Hunter
intelligent
too,
type,
but-
huh? Well, like the smart guys.
Yeah, like but he seems to know his way. Yeah, he always knows his way out of situations. You know, he knows how to kind of get them what they need, hack into wherever. Kind of like a droid that way, you know.
Yeah, he's the most important member.
I think so in a way because he's always anytime they're on some sort of mission and they're looking for an escape plan, he is usually involved in that. I feel like.
I mean,
I don't know.
what is Hunter's genetic enhancement? Being daddy daycare?
He can
No.
track people very well, like better hearing than you. He's got it's just sensory abilities. Because I did Google these before I asked the question. Sensory types.
He's a better father than the rest of them.
Yeah.
I would say
Which in itself is a power.
Yeah, yep. That's the empathy right there. Anyone else watch Bad Batch and want to chime in? Question number 27. Should the natives, North Americans, so the indigenous people of this land that we are all on right now, be offended by Tusken Raiders? I don't think so. I watched the Book of Boba Fett episode 2 with no like, oh, it's just like the natives. Not at all. I didn't think of the tribes or anything. So don't be offended. It's just fictional people.
There's people offended or acting.
I don't know if they're
Aren't
offended,
they always?
but they're compared to. Yeah, there's always people
yeah,
offended.
Scarce and Paris is made between Kate.
Right. Dances with Wolves is like the big from Screen Crush. I think I watched him talk about it. Ryan Airy. You know, the regular YouTube people that you watch, they all compared it to like the native heritage stuff. And I'm just asking, should they be
I did that
offended?
as well. Well, if anything, I would think. I mean, well, I'm not native myself, so I can't really speak for them. But I would imagine that they would maybe be happy that some light is being shed on aspects of their culture, because I think after that episode, people probably went and looked up certain things and maybe learned more about their culture. So I don't think that they would be offended.
Why would they be offended? It wasn't a derogatory presentation. I don't understand.
Because they would probably say that they made him look kind of dumb at moments when it came to like more advanced technology in the universe. But I mean,
dude, there are white and black senior citizens who can't operate a remote control. So should they be offended when they're not? Like, stop. No.
Yeah, no, I don't say I agree with him. Plus, like, that's just kind of like you saw videos of like tribes like this closed off from the world, and then they're like introduced to things like that's. I don't know why.
I was gonna say like there are communities throughout the country, right? That like you would think they would have modern technology, but there are a lot of communities around the country that don't have like cell phones, internet, like computers, like they just live a regular life.
Yeah, but you know,
Amish, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know, Twitter's gonna Twitter, so what are you gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. It's like y'all need to stop thinking like everyone's like you.
Oh, we're all in agreement here. There should be no offense taken.
Yeah.
None.
All right. No.
Tweet us on a tweet.
They should be offended by an Andor show, not this.
All right, Jasmine. Should the Caribbeans be offended by Jar Jar Binks?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, like, I'm not really the type to get offended that easily. I just feel like if you look if you look throughout Star Wars, you'll be able to find certain characters that sound a certain way, or that adhere to certain stereotypes from other cultures. Like they've done that. I can't remember what was the guy's name. From
Watto?
Watto?
the flying guy. I think was that his name.
Watto.
Yeah, he sounded like more like Italian. I think. Yeah. If you look for things to be offended by, like you'll probably be able to find it, because Star Wars kind of does that a lot. Or you could just look at it as, they just have like a representations of different cultures, like the way you would see it in our normal day-to-day life. If you look out into society, into the world, we see a mixture of cultures, right? So I don't know. I just feel like I'm not offended. Like it just is what it is, Yeah. I guess I focus more like on the character themselves, if that makes sense. So I don't think people should be offended. Yeah.
I mean, if anyone's offended by Jar Jar Binks, if they really think that's if they think that's them, then because there's no one who acts like Jar Jar Binks in real life. I mean,
exactly.
Maybe somebody who's on drugs, but like,
well, I mean, my childhood is offended, but
I'm telling you, man, if anybody has any offense left over after being offended at those trash movies, then you know what? Fine, be offended by Jar Jar Binks, but it's ridiculous.
Jar Jar
movies are trash.
Isn't offensive.
I mean, the people I've talked to, they don't find it offended. They're just like, what is this lazy shit called? It's like, it's not even smart.
Right. Like,
although I was hoping that they would make him a Sith Lord. That would have been cool.
That would have been amazing.
Now, I don't know.
And all y'all would have respected Jar Jar.
There was actually I wouldn't say backlash to like how they do now, but like you could tell he toned him down after the first movie. But like I wouldn't say it's something that people should be offended to. It's not like Jar Jar Binks is like a black guy. He was acting this way. It's like it's
not specifically black. They say he's from Jamaica because those are dreadlocks, and the patois he would speak was similar to that of a Jamaican or Caribbean. They said Jamaican specifically.
I mean, look, I'll say this. If they're saying that he's hard to understand like some Haitian people, then hey, I do not disagree, because some Haitians are hard to understand.
No, but
you just got canceled.
Jesus.
I love my Haitian people.
It is what it is, bro. Like patois is not easy to understand.
It's not.
Speak it.
That shit's hard as hell.
But it's also different than the thing that he was speaking.
Right. I mean, like I said, bro. Like there's some people just like to be offended. Like, bro, it's a Star Wars movie, and he's a random character. He's not like he was Mace Windu speaking like this.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've already like. I don't think there's any reason to be offended. If you look for reasons to be offended in Star Wars, like you're gonna find them.
I thought he was funny, to be honest with you.
In both cases, should and will be are vastly different. People get offended over everything. Wesley Crusher of Star Wars? Who's Wesley Crusher?
Excuse me, ma'am. Wesley Crusher had better sweaters.
The Next Generation. Dr. Crusher's son.
Okay.
The one with all the Cosby sweaters.
Was Ahmed Best was the
That's
actor.
the Cosby.
Ahmed Best said he received death threats and even contemplated
sad.
suicide.
Why
Yeah, that's
would you
crazy. You
send
guys
death
need to
threats
not
to
take your
someone for
ridiculous.
acting? That's so ridiculous. I would like to see like his voice actor though have another role in.
I think he
feature,
did.
like, a
Didn't he
bigger
do
role.
something in the Clone Wars or something?
I think he
or-
did one of the Disney Plus like a game show or something. I think.
Yeah, but do they like ever show him anything like in live action? I don't
Oh,
think
like
so.
the actor himself?
Yeah.
Now that would be a regression.
think so.
You can't just have a guy like with his face. Oh, not as Jar Jar. You mean just as another
No, just
character?
have
you
him
mean?
on the
Another character, yeah.
You could do that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. I think that'd be
That's
more like
what's up.
redeemable for him,
People wrote in to get Wesley killed off. They probably wrote in for this guy too.
Yeah.
We're at question number 29. Did Palpatine successfully clone the Zillo Beast? Yes.
Ooh.
Dave Filoni's in charge. We will have this Clone Wars sort of big, huge ass dragon return in somewhere because they did a crate dragon. They can do it.
Zillo.
Yeah.
The heck is
They
that?
seem to like doing like creatures being hidden under the sand, because even they had that creature in episode 1,
Yeah.
the Book of Boba Fett.
The
Oh,
double
that
arms.
thing?
Things.
Yeah, you remember it?
Yeah, kind of looks like Girl from Mortal Kombat.
I mean,
But-
if Camino somehow had that thing like hidden, insane, or I don't know, maybe they did,
Mhm.
but I don't think Camino was cloning that. I don't think they would want to clone that. That thing was like it's too dangerous to clone because like when that, I mean, yeah, they can put like inhibitors and stuff because they can technically put chips in it. Like, what if the clone just like immediately activates and wakes up and kills them all?
What's Camino?
The place where the clones are made at.
Where it's
Oh, you
always
mean
raining.
the water planet?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the best thing about Attack of the Clones, is that there was a water planet. That's
There
it.
you go.
That's it.
No more positive things to say. Just that.
Nope. Just that. They had a planet that was all water. There we go. Yay. You did it.
I mean, but I don't think I don't think we'll see something like that again. I think it was just Clone Wars specific. It's a one-time thing, or is that thing one of its kind? Like, or is it a species?
Yeah, it was a one of a kind. But no, it's an animal, so it had parents, of course. But I feel like it was the only one we've seen.
Yeah, I think he could clone it, but will he? I guess is another question.
Yeah, like
Or,
I think they,
yeah, did he
I think they
actually
can
do it?
clone anything, but it's like what's worthy because imagine the materials you need to get in the container you need to create to hold that thing.
Yeah, and when would you actually want to unleash it? It's kind of
Right.
It's not really something you can be discreet about.
Maybe Jamaicans are descendants of guns. LOL. Jar Jar as a Sith would have been funny. Darth Sidious would have killed him.
No, Jar Jar would have
Ooh,
killed himself.
outside.
He would have tripped over and landed on his lightsaber or something.
Wow.
I've never heard Jamaicans say Misa or anything. But not Misa. But you wouldn't say the word "I am Chillmonger." It would be Mia Chillmonger. Doesn't sound the same when you talk. It's more like I'd have to sing a dancehall song. Not fight no girl over man, me no idiot. If Mia take your man, Mia keep that. Like, it's different. It's not I am. As Jasmine laughs her head off at me, it's like it's a me, Misa. So like that's the similarity that you can take from the speech pattern.
Yeah.
But that's I don't know. Misa shit is terrible. Is Mitch McConnell Emperor Palpatine? Very funny.
That's
No.
really insulting Palpatine.
Yeah, it is.
Who's Ted Cruz?
God, Jar Jar. Actually, no, that would be insulting to Jar Jar.
Yeah, right.
No,
There was a theory-
Jar Jar. No. Do I say he's not Jar Jar? Because Jar Jar wouldn't backtrack and go against his morals and stuff.
Jar Jar would probably defend his wife too, not allow some
Yeah.
man to call her ugly.
Mhm.
There was a theory that Jar Jar being stupid was an act. Yeah, the Darth Jar Jar theory.
Oh no, that was true. Yeah, that's why in some scenes when you see his CGI done, like the part when they near the end in the Phantom Menace when they sneaking into that area, Jar Jar jumps down. He does his jump with Obi-Wan in them, and he falls in a certain position to where like he doesn't get himself like it's almost intentional. And CGI is not really it's purposely done. They can't make mistakes with it. It's like when they do it, it's on purpose. So for the most part, yes, it was true, but it's definitely something that got scrapped for sure.
Yeah, that would have been way better than what they went with.
Hey, I just thought Ted Cruz's buddy from The Last Jedi that turned on Finn and Rose Tico. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the actor before. I can't remember.
Benicio
Toro.
Del
I know it-
Toro's
Del
character.
Toro.
DJ.
Yeah.
He's DJ.
That's Ted Cruz.
Mads says I grew up around Jamaicans. I always wondered where you're from, Mads. I think you're from the Jane and Finch area. You're Driftwood. You live right across the McDonald's. Which is, if anything, they should be offended to getting compared to Jar Jar. There's a martial arts form called the Drunken Fool. Yep. Where you beat someone's ass, you even look sick. Yeah, Rock Lee did it. If you guys watch Naruto, I grew up around Gangnam Bear.
Jackie Chan made it popular in his movies.
There's nothing smart about Jar Jar. The guy is so dumb. His mistakes in the prequels echo through the galaxy.
And it was also in the best Marvel Netflix show, Iron Fist. I think it was episode 7.
Hey,
we answered that question, right? Next question 30. Whose seat did Anakin take? I mean, how could there just be a seat waiting ready there? Or was it Yaddle's seat the whole time and she just didn't no one filled it in? What was going on? Plot hole.
Wait, what you mean?
Like he says take a seat
on the council.
He says take a seat.
Oh, when I wanted to talk to him.
Yeah. In Revenge of the Sith, okay? It was Palpatine
during the opera.
Oh, it's probably Yaddle because I didn't see her in the scene. It's probably Yaddle's scene.
Yeah, I thought Yaddle was just in the first one.
Just in the first. We didn't see her in the second, so I might have to rule that one out. But in the third film, hey, we're going to make you part of the thing. You're not a master, but you're on the council. Take a seat. Okay. Whose seat was that?
I actually never considered that.
Face Windu was tight. Take a seat.
I'm trying to remember her name. I liked her a lot. She had the
Shakti.
No. She had the not apprentice, the Padawan that turned on Ahsoka.
Kiara.
Oh, Luminara?
Luminara,
yes. Did
okay,
that
was she in the room? Or even in like the little blue Skype things? Was she in that room?
I don't think so.
We're going to say that she wasn't, and LB has the correct answer, Luminara. Because what was Barris Mood? What's the apprentice name that went evil?
Barris?
Is it Barris? Yeah.
Barris Sophie.
Thank you. She will be in, I think, Ahsoka in the TV show. I'm really hoping for it.
That would be cool.
You know how it is. Women can only fight women. That's the rules on TV. And she's a woman. Let's get it done.
Women get it done.
You muted.
Oh wait, yeah, I think you're muted.
You know why I mute myself? It's because I don't want you guys to hear clicking when I go to like comment after comment. So I just mute myself. My bad. Okay. Sean Avery, next. Whose seat did Anakin take?
No clue. I don't know much about the Star Wars lore, honestly, when it came to that.
Oh, you just wanted to be on a panel to feel inclusive.
No, I know good chunk about Star Wars, just not some things like that. Or I've noticed.
Then we'll jump over to Mike. Whose seat did Anakin take?
I still don't know what you're referring to because the only thing I see is Palpatine talking to Anakin while they were watching that opera thing or whatever it was, that the performative bubble thing, when he's trying to tell him the story of what's his face, the God, what the hell was
Darth
it?
Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, Mike, you remember the scene where Mace told him to have a seat, young Anakin?
I honestly, that movie, no.
Well, of course, prequel hate.
I think I actually fast forward for that scene. I think that's why.
Yeah, he had to sit in Yaddle's seat. Yeah, and this will happen. Yoda reported that Yaddle was harassing him, so he got rid of her. That's what happened.
he took
I'm gonna go with Yaddle too.
Public relations. I mean, not public relations. What's the other word?
Human resources.
Human resources. Thank you. HR, not PR.
Yeah, HR.
Palpatine brainwashing dumbass, and I still can't believe that weak F becomes Darth Vader. Question 31 of 33 burning Star Wars questions with a panel of guests here. You can check us all out at our channels: Chillmonger, Sean Avery, LB's channel, The Lonely Banter, SSJ, K. Sanctum, Ahsoka Tano Fan is Jasmine's channel, and Mike, his channel is Rogue Comics, and his website is Rogue Comics Online, and his shop is in Connecticut. Check it out. 31. If Star Wars was so advanced, why don't any of the characters wear sneakers? I cannot explain this one. I don't get it. They have spaceships that do whatnot, and their sneakers are, they wear boots, and they wear this ineffective athletic wear. I can't explain it.
Shoes make your feet hot, man.
So there's cold planets?
These sneakers don't work in space. I don't know.
Yeah. That is true. They don't wear shoes.
I mean, who fights with sneakers?
Who fights in like sandals and everything else they wear?
Luke's footwear on Tatooine was pretty good in Star Wars, and Han
Let me look up
Solo's
the footwear.
boots he had going on. Those look good too.
I,
Doesn't
I,
make
I
sense.
look. I never saw Mike Tyson knock someone out in J's. I'm just saying.
What do boxers wear? I know mixed martial artists are barefoot, but boxers wear what?
I don't know. I feel like I've never really paid attention to that.
No.
Yeah, right.
No, they wear
Probably, like-
shoes, but it's not like. I mean, I'm just messing
Like,
around.
maybe
They don't wear
special
like
types of sneakers.
sneakers. Yeah,
I think it's sort of like
they come
don't
up
they
with
wear
like
like those type of shoes where it's just like kind of like shaped to your feet. They're not really like
sandals.
sneakers.
Yeah,
Something
there's,
like that.
different
Or
shoes for the different sports, right?
yeah, they are. You're right.
Basketball shoes, track shoes.
So, Monger, if you share my
Boxing
screen, we can
shoes.
look at Luke's drip, as they call it.
Okay, let's check this out.
Check out Luke's drip.
Oh, I thought you Googled Luke's drip. That was being creepy.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
Luke's drip. If you Google that, it's
So everyone wears
milk he
boots.
drank.
Those are
Oh.
some hideous looking boots, whatever those are.
why you hating DC Dots? Stop it.
That's trash.
It
Stop
looks it looks like he took looks like he took some tissue paper and just wrapped it around.
Yeah, you ever seen
Yeah,
that movie,
it
The
got
Mummy?
boots. Yeah.
Which one, sorry?
Oh my gosh.
A Jawa wearing Air Force Ones. Yeah, he stole that. That's the thing. That's what they do. Special boxing shoes.
They might wait a minute. Jawas might have some nice shoes,
Wait,
man. They
Are
might.
you guys
Hilarious.
experiencing leg too? Or?
No, we are not experiencing. I'm not
Experiencing what?
lag.
Oh, something's happening.
I'll do the remove thing and then see what happens. Remove, and now she is.
Wait, can you guys
back,
hear
and
me? Okay, or
Now
Can
we
hear
hear
you.
you.
We
Can't
can
see
hear
you now. Oh, there you go. Now you're frozen.
It's fuzzy.
Oh, there it goes.
We can
Oh.
hear you. You're good.
because really weird. Because for all you guys that like your display pictures just turned into loading signs. I
It's,
couldn't
it's
hear
probably,
anyone.
it's probably your green screen.
Oh,
Because sometimes
Maybe
StreamYard,
it could be that.
yeah, StreamYard in the green
Yeah, it does.
screen.
It's supposed to take extra. Yeah.
Michael Jordan's. Yeah, right. Shoes that are meant for boxing. Yeah, I get it. They reduce the
Yeah,
slipping. Okay,
reduced idea.
but they're not shoes that you can buy. I'm just saying, Jedi should be having some pretty cool shoes that are Jedi shoes and should not look like what Luke Skywalker was wearing. I'm just saying.
Maybe you
Yeah.
could suggest to Kathleen Kennedy that they should have special shoes.
I know.
I don't want to give that woman any ideas. She'll be
Yeah.
like, you know what? Instead of shoes, let's give them, I don't know, necklaces or something.
There you go. Right there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
so
all
nice.
wear boots.
Han got on those male stripper boots.
I'm K-Dot. How do you know what male stripper shoes look like?
They look like those. Hey,
you are
I
from
seen-
San Francisco.
I
so-
seen Magic Mike. Okay, I seen Magic Mike.
I think
Plenty
you
of
got
times,
demolished.
right?
LB wins. 10-8. Let's see here. I just froze now. StreamYards will probably crash on her soon. The lag is
Oh, it's
on her
annoying.
end. Okay.
Maybe potentially.
Don't tell Kathleen Kennedy shit. She don't listen.
True.
32. We're almost at the end of the stream. What does a successful 2022 look like? I think that we have this Book of Boba Fett show. It's got to be a strong show. I
Mhm.
don't care about Andor. I'm sorry. I don't care about no, that's all that they have that I don't care about. So it'll be a good Book of Boba Fett. Not Clone Wars. Bad Batch season 2 needs to be good.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's my answer there. Just give me 2 of those things and succeed. I have Marvel for other entertainment. Maybe I'll start watching Cobra Kai like you guys are recommending. I'm good. Just handle those 2 shows.
I mean, a good 2022 for
Yeah.
me would be her officially announcing that the sequel trilogy is not canon.
And anything else wouldn't be good though. Like, what if you get some awesome content in Boba?
Oh yeah, and then that's fine, and then just stay away from the movies for life, and there you go. That's a successful year.
I feel like the last episode of Boba Fett was so good, and the first one was satisfying too, that it's just got to be good. And I'm comfortable, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm easy to please.
Yeah.
Jasmine, what does a
Yeah,
successful
no.
2022 look like?
No, I agree with what you said too. I think we gotta have a strong Book of Boba Fett, which it's off to a good start. Yeah, I would like to kind of see it just continue in that direction. Maybe take some risks. Obi-Wan. Oh yeah, they're talking about it now. The
Yeah.
Kenobi series. The Ahsoka series is obviously next year, but I think at the end of this year we're supposed to get season 3 of Mando as well, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, as long as they just kind of do well in those shows, I think we should be good. I'm satisfied.
Hey, Kata, notice how we never see you and Little Nas X in the same room?
Because we broke up. I don't like to talk about my past.
All right.
Tough time for me and him.
What's a successful 2022 considering we got Kenobi, Boba Fett, Andor, and Bad Batch?
Well, I'll say what a success. All right, so we got the Acolyte show coming out this year.
It's filming now, isn't it? So I don't think it'll be ready. It might.
Well, we getting Ahsoka.
I'm looking forward to that one.
We're supposed to get Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Andor this year. I'm only excited for Obi-Wan.
2023, I think.
Oh, so I'm only excited for Obi-Wan, Mandalorian season 3, and obviously the Book of Boba Fett. Andor, if it's trash, I can care less. As long as Obi-Wan and Book of Boba Fett and what's the other one I just said? And Mando season 3 is solid. I'm good. Just make sure everything is, for the most part, you have more good stuff than you have bad stuff that come out this year. If Andor sucks, it's all good. Because I may not watch it anyways.
I honestly think that could surprise us because a lot of people have low expectations for it. So usually when you go in with low expectations, you're pleasantly surprised, but we'll see.
Obi-Wan series has to be great, not good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is a big deal. And what just worries me is when Kathleen Kennedy announced the show, she said we're going to get a rematch between Vader and Obi-Wan. It worries me. Obviously, anything can make sense. It is science fiction, fantasy. You can explain it away, but that, also it was pushed back, which probably means Dave Filoni became like the creative officer and goes, hold on a minute, you guys are not doing what you think you're doing. We're going to focus on the show to make sense again. I don't know. Yeah. I'd love to see Liam Neeson cameo on Obi-Wan. Yeah, LB?
They might not. I would love to see if they may not bring him in.
My answer would be firing Kathleen Kennedy. No,
that would be great.
A successful 2022. I mean, they don't have any movies coming out, so I guess don't make me angry with your shows. But okay. So let me ask y'all, because they say that a rematch between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader happening, and how is there any logic to how that could possibly happen? Because I'm trying to remember.
The line is, when we last met, you were the teacher and I was the learner. Something like that. That was what he said to him.
He said, you was the teacher, I was the apprentice, meaning I was Anakin and you was Obi-Wan when we last met.
Not really. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could mean that they meet in the Kenobi show and Kenobi teaches him something.
Okay, what was the exact line, though? I'm trying to remember.
I'm sorry, I can't quote it exactly, but it was in the show.
No, well, Killmonger's right, but he said I was a apprentice. Vader said last time we met, you was the teacher and I was the apprentice. Meaning he's talking about their fight on Mustafar. Because Anakin was still a apprentice.
To our knowledge.
Okay, he said we meet again.
They have to be careful with that one, yeah.
Okay, because this thing, if he's Vader, he would never look at Obi-Wan as his master anymore.
Okay, this is exactly what he said. I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil thoughts.
Right, so he's referring to Mustafar.
Yeah.
He was Anakin when he was the learner. But Vader is now a master.
That wouldn't work.
Well, what if it was still because if he still hadn't ascended to being a Sith Lord, then he could still have been, a Padawan, right?
This is different ways of looking at it. Yeah, I don't know. They have to be careful though. They have to be careful that everything still matches up so that the line still holds true after they have their rematch. Yeah, I don't know.
Right, and because all the
Right.
Star Wars geeks online will be like, well, there's a
But
361 days in the cycle, a year cycle or whatever, and whenever it takes place, they haven't really announced when. I mean, because there was rumors that they were going to have like Luke as a kid and stuff like that, which I don't
Mhm.
think would
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
so
be good.
so
But
but
I
here's
don't
my
know.
thing though. I'm thinking like, okay, Anakin wasn't his Padawan anymore in the Revenge of the Sith. Because you remember they said you could be a Jedi, whatever, but we're not granting you the name of master
They
or
wouldn't.
something.
Yeah, they wouldn't grant him the role of like master. Yeah, they wouldn't give him master.
Well, see, that was because of that whole midichlorian nonsense they introduced in
Oh my
Phantom Menace and all that stuff, where they had to be like, younglings first. Like Luke didn't learn that he was a Jedi until he was like 18, 19, maybe in his early 20s. Like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it depended on how many midichlorians you had inside of you. Like, that was stupid. It was trash. Like, I can't believe you all subscribed to that nonsense.
Yeah,
Like, it's blasphemy I'm hearing on this
tight,
channel.
man.
It was not. It was the opposite of tight. Opposite.
It
It
was
was
loose.
the opposite. It was not tight.
Mike, you're just a hater of midichlorians.
I am, and I wish. This is what I'm saying. This is why the prequel trilogies they're the worst. They're the
Not true.
because it was George Lucas. Lucas did that. That's what George Lucas did.
I'm glad midichlorians are canon still.
They're not. They're not. Didn't they do? Didn't they? They try to lessen that whole midichlorian nonsense or something.
Yeah, they didn't mention a lot, but they're still canon.
But wasn't it mentioned in The Mandalorian?
I'm almost
Maybe
positive
like
they
M
Grogu's
count.
M count, right?
I think it was.
That's what Gideon wanted.
Yeah, but that's wishy-washy, soft, and not really calling it metachlorians. But listen, we are like 3 hours into the stream, and I do want to end it soon. So we're gonna fast track this metachlorian conversation maybe another time. I'll do Star Wars burning questions again. I'm doing DC next week, everyone, and then I'll do probably Marvel somewhere. Perp asked me to do Attack on Titan. I'll do that, and then Star Wars will be up eventually, maybe in a month.
Hey, baby, yeah.
What are we laughing at?
They're just
Attack on Titans 33 burning.
Yeah,
questions.
someone said no.
Okay, so one of the questions for DC better be, when will Ray Fisher get a job?
I might just add that in there. And the final question of 33 burning Star Wars questions with everyone here, and then great hosts over here with Sean Avery, with LB, with Mike, with K-Dot, with Jasmine, is 33. How successful will it be when they start filming Rian Johnson's trilogy?
Fuck off. Did they cancel that?
No. I want to know, why did Kenobi tell Luke that those stormtroopers killed his family? Why did he say, the only people who are this accurate, that's the Imperials? Why would he say such a false thing, which is proven, like, even within the movie of New Hope, they don't have very good accuracy. I'm not even sure that that's who killed the parents, the uncles and the aunt. I think that Kenobi just said that to him so that he could get him on his journey.
But did Obi-Wan have any interactions with stormtroopers initially before that?
Yeah, wasn't he? The stormtroopers burned down the place. They had the flamethrower troopers with the flamethrower gear.
We didn't see the burning down. We just saw them show up at the dead bodies with it burnt. Yes.
I mean, could have been some gang like in the Book of Boba Fett, but
hey, what do we talked a lot about Tusken Raiders today and the Sand People there, who Anakin slayed.
Yeah,
they knew Anakin lived there in that little place, right? They knew that was the home of freaking the Slayer of us.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, they find out that Kenobi is away. Maybe when he signaled that thing. Remember, that's when the Tusken Raiders figured out. Huh?
Yeah, I'm saying thanks, Mike, for playing that GIF.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes, exactly. There it is.
Luke's burnt up family.
Because did they have a flamethrower?
We didn't see them, but it's left for us to think that's who did it.
mean, I don't think they have that
Oh.
stuff, so I don't
So what are
know.
you trying to say that Obi-Wan killed them and blamed
not
it on
saying-
the stormtroopers?
I'm not saying Obi-Wan did it. I'm
No.
saying he capitalized on it. Much like how I'm not saying anyone
What if it
leaked
was?
the
What if he
virus out
was
of
the
Wuhan,
Sith?
but people are capitalizing on it.
What if he was the Sith? He killed them to get Luke to go with him. See?
He was with Luke
Ah.
the whole time, except
Doesn't-
for when Luke passed out.
Oh, he couldn't make a call. Hey, yo, get those stormtrooper flamethrowers out there and kill those old people. See?
It's like, help
Come on,
us.
third eye. Open your third eye, Chillmonger.
You know what?
I think
It's pretty
someone
close.
else did it.
No, Mike's not wrong.
Kenobi just
See?
What if Sidious, Obi-Wan, and Vader was all in on it? Maybe they planned all of this just to make Luke become a hermit someday, and all this was destined to happen.
And drink blue
What
Titans.
if?
It's all a plan. Kathleen Kennedy knew what she was doing.
they'll cover it in a novel.
And Kathleen Kennedy used to work with Lucas, so it makes sense why she
Dude.
told him, "Hey, set this up and do this."
She's been
Is it possible to learn this power?
playing the long game, man. She's been waiting 40 years to trash the Star Wars universe. Okay,
He was whispering
40
in your
years.
ear.
Her master plan.
Bro. This is like gold. Anyone want to touch this question? Let me pull it back up. 33. Why did Kenobi tell Luke that the stormtroopers killed his family? You know what my
'Cause
thoughts are?
They probably
Wait,
didn't have any flamethrowers or whatever. They didn't have that stuff, did they not?
Chill. I don't think it was the Tusken Raiders because, as we've seen, they just use rifles and stuff.
Yeah, they don't have like that technology, so it's probably just the stormtroopers.
Well, after what they did with R2, with like the remedial, we'll give him booster, the jet things on his little legs or whatever. I could see them having stormtroopers with flamethrowers because wasn't there a stormtrooper that had a flamethrower in like Rogue One or something?
Yeah.
And maybe just the
Yeah,
tribe.
and the clones used it regularly, so probably
Yeah.
it was passed down to them.
So yeah, why not?
Just the thing is that the Tusken Raiders who Boba Fett was with, they were pretty savage. They didn't even know what a speeder was. They're like, let's break this. But they learned. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's other tribes of the Tusken Raiders who may be flamethrower equipped.
Probably use more tech.
No.
I feel like my theory still stands. Jasmine, why did Kenobi tell Luke that those storm killers killed his family?
I don't know. I'm honestly stuck now. I feel like I'd have to rewatch that whole scene to see, but I don't know. It's possible. Maybe it was to get him kind of started in the direction of wanting, like, having a reason to go against the Empire. I don't know. But I mean, like, they probably did, because you guys bring up good points too. Who else could have done it with that technology? But yeah, it's kind of weird because Obi-Wan didn't actually see that happen. I don't know, like, why he would just say that, but maybe he was trying to start him, like, give him a reason to go against the Empire, I guess.
Hey, is that a
I don't know.
stick in one of the bodies where they have it in barbecue?
There was a trooper
Oh,
with a
man.
flamethrower in the Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to ask if there was
So there
any
you go.
flamethrowers in that show.
So yeah.
But stormtroopers had they had jetpack technology.
Yeah, I definitely consider they have those weapons. They do.
Yeah.
Look, man.
It's just Obi-Wan's weird way of inspiring him, I guess.
From a certain point of view type thing, you know? He's been shady with
Yeah,
him before.
Look, this is what
Mhm.
happened. Obi-Wan paid Boba Fett to kill them, and it's going to come out in his show, and that's going to be the big. Oh my goodness!
That'll destroy Star Wars.
But Obi-Wan's a liar.
That would break the internet.
What's this scene right here from
Oh,
Force
yeah.
It's from that awesome
Hey.
movie, Force
Oh.
Awakens.
That's
Obi-
Force
That's
Awakens,
not
isn't it, right?
canon, though.
Look, the discussion's going to come up, and then Obi-Wan's going to like come out from nowhere with a cloak over his head and reveal himself. It was me, Luke. It was me.
They'll make a song out of it too.
Hey,
don't know,
didn't
they're gonna bring
and
in,
also real quick, didn't Lars they got Lars, the other side of the family, didn't they really not like Anakin and stuff?
They didn't like him?
Like, did they not? Because they wasn't really Skywalkers and stuff, you know.
Not like Ray.
That was good step
Ray was
parenting there,
Skywalker.
or a foster parenting right there. I wouldn't want to besmirch the name of Owen Lars. They were good people, that family there. Aunt Peru, great person. They had him drinking blue milk too, not green.
Dude, that blue milk was delicious.
They actually have it at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
They used to what is it? Nesquik? Is that what it they do?
They used to have the syrup with blue milk.
They used to have blue, yeah. They used to have blueberry. It was blueberry. Tasted good too.
I want that so
Now
bad.
they just do strawberry and chocolate. That's it.
It's also funny how they was farmers in the desert.
They were moisture farmers.
Yeah, farmed in the desert. Good occupation.
I don't find that funny. It makes sense to me. You know, it's futuristic. You need moisture. It's hard to get in the desert. Yeah.
Okay, I have a theory. Okay, so what's gonna happen is in the Obi-Wan show, whatever. So they're gonna get to that scene, but what's gonna happen is gonna be a portal, and then Kingpin comes out of it, and that's who killed them. But then he gets his ass kicked by Jar Jar Binks, you know.
I am the Kingpin.
That would be quite a crossover.
And they have the rights to do it. That concludes the stream. Yeah, it went 3 hours, even though I hate when it goes 3 hours. But it was good conversation, aside from like the 8 minutes that it took for me and LB to discuss COVID viruses. And we have never, we're in the same position that we were at the start of the conversation. So was it really that useful? No, wasn't at all. Pretty waste of time.
It was very useful.
Were you here for that? That was right when he came in.
No, I'm just imagining it. It must have been very useful, just in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm Chillmonger. What did I tell you to watch? I told you to watch something. Oh, the Casca Reeves versus Boba Fett fight thing that I covered. That is a video you should watch. You should also check out every one of our channels here on YouTube. Until next time, I'm Chillmonger and I'm out. And everyone else is out and broadcast.